M80's map pick, with no coach standing behind them, with all the drama of Twitter fueling them. These guys, the young players, are standing tall and looking to prove themselves in their own right. On the other hand, the Japanese, after failing to make it to playoffs time and time again at these international events, have a chance to take down one of the largest organizations in Rainbow Six. It's CAG versus M80, kicking it off here on Lair.
Oh, and after we see that Deimos ban going out, CAG up next in their attacking side, so that means at least 2 of the 3 shields will be up and available for grabs. Make it all 3. Maverick follows through, so that Heartbreach destruction will be very difficult. Now we gotta think about, will Kaid and Two-Barrel survive the Operator ban phase? Because with that Maverick being removed, it can be so tricky to deal with the wall deny operators. So it's very common to see that follow up. CAG, they did Maverick, do the Echo. Very interesting, actually.
Yeah, unusual to see an Echo ban. We've seen quite a bit of a reprisal of the Echo in recent times. At the Six Invitational, we've seen a lot of him. Even when he's not outright winning rounds, there's a lot of versatility there. You can play him as an anchor for late round plant style. You can play him quite aggressively and look to assist roamers and look for early picks. But if the Two-Barrel and the Kaid don't get banned, which is what's going to happen, this is going to be a real defender's game.
Yeah.
Those walls are staying closed. That Maverick being banned out with the Two-Barrel and Kaid in is going to make this a nightmare for M80 to start on the attacking side.
Now, over in APAC, we have seen teams like Fearix, PSG Talon, CAG, and Damwon Kia all do a really good job at actually just breaking this map apart by forcing double, triple shields, like playing the Blitz, playing the Blackbeard, playing the Monty, and both of these 2 squads can't do that. We actually saw Packer have a very hard first match at the Six Invitationals 2025. He was like 2-18 or 2-16, couldn't get a kill. But in his second series, he started IGLing on a shield operator like the Blitz, and he was getting kills, he was working out all the angles, he was moving his team around him, they were executing, looking so much better. So I can totally see Packer and M80 really play around both the clash and defense and any sort of shield on the attack, just to enable the leadership of this roster to get them in the right positions.
Yeah, a young up-and-coming player is Packer, his first ever SI, making it to the Montreal Major, not having a great performance there, and then getting an upgrade, joining this M80 roster, which is still a very new roster. I think I said the number of how many days they'd officially been together, and you pointed out they've been practicing for a few months longer than that.
About 2 months total at this point.
Still not a lot of time.
No.
Of course, it's just Spoit and Kino from the old M80 roster, Diffuser and Gunner from that old Cloud9 Beast Coast roster that's become unwanted, and Packer, formerly of CL4L. It's quite a concoction. And M80 has traditionally been a team that's somehow less than the sum of its parts. We have like this insane conglomerate of high-level players, and yet M80 struggles to live up to the potential of each and every one of their individual players.
And now they're in lower brackets, so if you disappoint once more, I mean, you're going home, that's it. Of course, the Spoit coach stream can continue, and he will be on the stream himself, but for the players in the organization, that would be it. So, of course, a lot on the line. Here's the first round, and a little quick brief tech pause just to double check everything was okay, but we are good to go. And of course, to no surprise to anybody, we see the Two-Barrel Kaid in the very first round to lock those walls nice and tight, followed by Anitin on the clash to further say, you want to enter the building? Good luck, have fun with that.
And Anitin is one of the best Clash players, one of the best Shield players, most notorious in the world. He has been for a very long time, pioneered all kinds of cheese, and been a real terror to play against. On that Clash, it's no different. He's also very mechanically gifted, so if he brings out that SMG, he's certainly got to be taking into account that he's got a gun in his hands. He's not just a shield. But for the longest time, Pengu, everyone looked at APAC and teams from Japan and other parts of APAC and said, these guys, they're gunners, sure, but they don't have the strats down pat. And we already set the win condition here. Kaid and Two-Barrel in, Maverick is out. This is about keeping those walls closed. This is about playing strategically around the map. CAG, they've changed their identity in the last couple of months. Yeah. They are a strategic team.
They are. They really slowed things down. They play more consistent. They do less cagging, which is storing unlosable rounds. So they are a bit more consistent because of that fact. But for this event, they've been struggling with the entry engagements. Only a single player is positive on entry. Barely anybody is positive on the KD stats. So I think for CAG, holding on to your players and their lives as long as possible and try and work that opening pick, play the 5 versus 4. That's what I'm going to be focusing on, because they start so many rounds down a player, and right here, almost off that same start.
Cherneko, careful. hiding in that corner, looking to get on cams, spotted by Gunner from below, and a hell of a lot of damage done with that skeleton key.
Of course, the Monty countered slightly by the clash. That sap's gonna make his life miserable and also mini guard break him as he walks to his building. But Pagger's playing very passive, very far back. They're just burning that utility. Shironiko, 2 toxic baits already spent. Reinforcement coming up, but look at this.
Oh, what is that?
He almost blocks it, but not quite enough. Blackray goes down.
The clash almost saved Blackray there. I'm surprised that Blackray decided to stick it, but regardless, good pick for Gunner on that vertical play. M80 know how to break this map apart. And with that, the hard breach as well from Ace is going to open that wall. CAG starting to feel a lot of pressure. Players falling. M80 also have control of Ops Room as well. Thanks to Diffuser, this backstab will be deadly if not addressed.
So the Monty is so good. Pagger saying, player to the right, player to the left. I'm just going to walk on in, get all the intel. And with this, I mean, Pagger just go for a Peloton possibly. C4 goes out. It hits nothing.
Packer is still committing to that plan. Nobody from CAG seemingly aware of it. Out of nowhere, Shuri does deny. He's managed to found another kill on a Gunner, the player down below. Immediately, the story flips and CAG are in control.
But look at their health bars. I mean, 3 bullets means 3 kills right now on Spoit. He got an ace in this position just a few games ago. I mean, Diffuser against the world, though, this clash will make their lives very difficult.
Yeah, Anderton has to be the instrumental player. He's the only one on full HP. Pre-fire from Diffuser as he spots out Shurip on the other side, but he's being toyed with. And the final kill comes through from Chibasu.
Oh boy.
Oh, dude.
That's the first round.
It's 1-0, guys. I love this energy.
Of course, early mornings over here in Boston. We start playing at about 10 a.m. local time. So, you know, hitting the ground running, being energized, ready for the day. Oh yeah, we're so ready.
The energy is so good.
It's very important.
How much coffee has that guy injected into his veins?
Too much coffee, man. Too much. But no, I actually think what M80 were doing last round, it was pretty solid. I mean, they were making good progress. They got the first opening pick. They got the hard breach off. They pretty much checked all the boxes. They got to the bombs that execute. And I think Shurip just swung in and he won 2 separate 1v1s. Took down the Panther of Packer, killed Gunner downstairs in the vert, and Shironiko got a 3rd kill shortly after. And that was the entire execute done and dusted for M80. And then of course you saw the 2v3 play out, or 2v4 rather, up against the Clash. You just don't have a way in. That's the issue with shield operators on defense. The Clash specifically, you can't just walk in front of the operator. You'll get yellow pin, you'll get slowed, you'll get killed by Clash's teammates. You need to start playing utility. In the second round, it'll be more like dynamic hold for CAG, playing vertically upstairs, playing the solids, hunting down those drones, etc. Just trying to hold the bomb set from above with that Warden. Can see through the smoke grenades and flashbangs. Maybe they're 2 for 2 in that Monty so far, bringing it out a second time.
Don't blame him. It was very close from M80. Unfortunately, we didn't quite see where Shuri managed to deny the plan. I don't know how he managed to kill that Monty, but benefit of that DMR is it really does pack a punch, even if all you can see is the Monty's foot underneath the shield as he's going through a turtle plant. You will be able to shred him very quickly. Another bomb site here chosen by CAG is kind of to my surprise. It's a ground floor bomb site. I feel like we often see the basement picked first.
Yeah, basement top is like the first, second priority. But I mean, got 6 rounds to work through. CAG to start in this order instead. M80 doing a good job right now, just being inside the middle of the map right now. Diffuser just roaming around, got a call in his pocket, can go for it, and continue this hunt. Anderton has a good read that something is up, but he doesn't know quite where Diffuser is playing from.
It's a little bit of a game of cat and mouse, and Diffuser will have the advantage with that logic bomb going down, poised to tempt the site. Packer as he drones forward. Diffuser still just trying to bait here for roamers to fall into his hands. Meanwhile, Spoit's gone down.
Interesting. It looked like maybe might just try and go for a direct side attack. You know, sense wall off the angles. Monty goes in. Walker can see through it and go for a plant, perhaps.
That was well played from Gunner with the nades to assist, but Anderton's gone for a big flank. The air jab didn't catch him, and he takes down Packer. That's the Monty shut out, and CAG retain the advantage. Temptation here from Kino to execute onto sight, thanks to his projectors, denying some lines of sight, but nothing for it as of yet, as Diffuser is going for a hunt here, looking for Anderton upstairs.
And he's been looking for a kill the entire round for Diffuser. He's not found anything so far. The timing right now, It eludes Anakin and doesn't get the freebie. Use out of the pocket of Kino. 3 protector walls in pocket. He might be able to make this work.
Flanked from Diffuser, but Chibisu spots him. The better SMG-12, it seems, and the gas, as you say, will lock Kino out of sight. Thankfully, Kino is able to remove some of the information gathering that CAG have on the board, taking down that bulletproof camera. Gunner still outside the breach. He doesn't have Diffuser. It's up to Kino, and he immediately goes to planting the gas, repositioning. It should have been heard. Chibisu has a C4. He was still up above. Is he able to go for a flank? He's starting to make his way back towards the site. As Black Ray above is just engaging in vert. The question here, is M80 to cover this safely from outside? Kino holding right on top of where that plant position was. Shut out by Black Ray from above. It's all up to the Manchester Major MVP now. And Black Ray quickly gives him a new haircut. 2 rounds straight for the Japanese to kick things off on Lair.
And they're hitting shots. I mean, that was a 1 tap to end the round. The Gunner just got destroyed outside the breach. And M80, it looks good to start things off for a second round, but then nothing really happens. They don't really get inside the bomb side. Spoit fell early in the breach. Monty died to just Energy swinging from upstairs. And I think seeing a Spoit there in the player cam saying, guys, let's relax, let's reset kind of vibe. They're not finding what they need. They're also not really executing together. There's Diffuser, middle of the map, roaming for a kill, never quite found it. Hacker and Monty actually quite alone by the bomb side door, also not getting into the side either. So maybe play closer together, or start playing more aggressive, because they've just been holding angles, maybe expecting CAG to be overly aggressive. And this can be the tricky part. There are 2 types of CAG. There's the old style, which is crazy, unpredictable, I mean, balls to the wall craziness. There's a current CAG, very logical, very sensible, and what they do makes sense. But whatever version M80 prepped for, not quite sure. They gotta fill it out in the server and start adapting in these upcoming rounds.
It's funny, really, because we talked about how much the hard breach was going to be the center of the story here, the CAG and M80, but it's actually not been so much that. It's been CAG playing really loosely and really well. And what's impressed me most, and it's happened in both rounds so far for CAG, they might be at a disadvantage. M80 might be threatening and execute, and CAG aren't throwing bodies.
No, they're not.
They're not stressing out.
Yeah.
They are so chill. Like, I think it was Black Ray upstairs. He's holding on to the vert, like, even in a 3 versus 4, he's not sweating at all.
No, you're so correct in that read. And that's been one of the biggest changes. They're not, like, they actually seem to have a plan in mind now, and they look at the different outcomes that can happen, and they have a solution for it, okay? They attack from this position, that means we can chill out. They attack from that position, okay, now we need to aggress into them because we're losing our advantage. And M80, because they're not getting anything for free, you see them often stuck outside the building, holding angles, waiting, Hacker inside fast on the blitz, fire on the floor, of course gonna slow him down. But they're working for the opening pick. There's Chibisu right behind this wall. If you swing, you might die. You wanna limit test this.
He's got that shotgun in hand. He doesn't need to make a move. It's up to M80, but somehow Packer has managed to sneak into the side. Immediately taken down. The gas works out. Gunner does win his fight against the shotgun of Chibisu. An impressive feat. That's the only pick found so far for M80. Bloodying up CAG, but CAG do hold firm, at least briefly. It's a 1v2. Shiraneko. C4 in pocket. And critically Diffuser here on the Jackal. He might be able to track down the position. Gunner is on the ground. As a Vulcan canister detonated. I'm not sure if Shiraneko saw that cross. Gunner's going to be able to be picked up. A stun grenade still to work with. C4 goes a begging. Kino, low HP. Same for Gunner. It's just Diffuser who needs to be instrumental here. And the Diffuser itself has not been picked up.
They can find the feed and go for a scan here. It'll be the easiest way to win the round. But Shiraneko's been the anchor player. Not sure any feeds have been found. He gets the first hit on Kino. Run out 20 HP. This is so winnable.
Gunner is also vulnerable to a quick spray. He went upstairs to try and find the line of sight, but Gunner wins it. R4C in hand. And finally, the first round on the board for M80.
It's a bit of a tense one. Again, they're trying to simplify the attacks, thinking, oh, CAG, they got these gaps. They don't know what we're going to do. They walk in a 3rd time, try and plant out of nowhere. And while I did like it, you know, it didn't look like M80 were going to be ready for a plant attempt, so it might have caught CAG by surprise. But guess what? No, they were ready. They had the Toxic Babe go out, they had a double crossfire set up, they shut down Packer, but then Kino stepped up massive, finding that 2K with the DMR of Twitch, and that really gave them way back into the bomb side because that manpower advantage could actually throw bodies at the problem. Maybe they finally get around. Now CAG, they get that full bomb set rotation back upstairs, back on the Clash, the Kaid, the Tuberao, just like that very first round. You know, they actually lost a player to reinforcing that wall in the middle of the round to Gunnar downstairs. They could have played that round 5 versus 5 if they figure out that small issue for this time around. And maybe they are the ones that need to try and take control and shut down CAG's approach to these rounds.
Yeah. It ends up being a bit of a brawl in the late round for a lot of these. M80 had a good read last time on this top floor bomb site. My concern for CAG was their inability to deny the walls despite having the Kaid and the Tuberao. Interesting choice there, going for the Kaid in the floor. What's the purpose of that?
It looks really cool.
It does look really cool.
So when you're expecting a Twitch drone, it's really great because the Twitch drone has to get all the way up to the floor and the wall itself to then sap down, down. If it's on the top of the walls, switching to sap it from across the map, basically.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're doing it for. It's very prone to an EMP, however, because it's in the middle of the floor, in the middle of the wall.
And also to buck.
Also the buck, yeah.
Or an ash, like
yeah,
anything vertical.
So as a choice, what do you think is going to be the one way they deal with it? They played Twitch in the previous round. That could be the reason why.
They played buck as well, and funnily enough, they actually haven't brought either of those operators this time around.
It also does make the Tuberao trick easier because the Kai Claw is bottom middle. You can just like Tuberao freeze the top right, top left wall, and the freeze won't reach the Kai Claw, but just the wall itself. But maybe they haven't been working the hard breach all that often. This might not even matter because their eyes are going to be around the Blitz, the Finka, and Dokkaebi. They're trying to play for bomb site execute and roam clear more so than verticality. Gunner's no longer on buck this time around, so he's downstairs. They can't do much from this position.
Like the early usage of the gas from Shuneko. Half the round gone. 2 gases already utilized. It's trying to prevent M80 from getting this headway, and that's all of the gas gone. Are they going to suffer from this in the late round, or have they got enough value out of it?
Also because the finger boost is going out, and you take more damage in the smoke when that is active. They try and breach up rune, the 2 round, the kite trick, it's like it's shut down again. Hole came out from Dokkaebi. 1 more in pocket, however. So maybe they spent half of what they got, but look at the map control. They are right by the bomb side door. The only issue for them now, the Clash is still alive.
Yeah, and they need to keep doing this chip damage to CAG onto that the Blitz, rather. They've already done a lot of it thanks to a C4 early and feet shots. Gunnar goes down to Black Ray, and here comes Packer. He's held at bay, though, by the Zoto canister from the tuber out here. Diffuser really needs an entry, but Chibisu finds him. Does a lot of damage to Packer, will likely lose his life. Here comes the shotgun. Packer almost dies, but M80 restabilizes. Shurip and Anaton the last 2 left, and so Anaton brings out the SMG, finds a kill onto Kino. Packer is so low, and the Clash can easily kill this Blitz. As a diffuser starts to go down, it's up to Spoit now to cover. A C4 hasn't gone out as of yet, but the plant is now down. Spoit, his position revealed. There's chip damage. Won't kill him, but it will make things very awkward. Anaton looking to take the fight! He 180s him! It's classic Anaton! And now it's a 1 versus 1. All Anaton needs to do is stun Packer, and the round is done. And that's why Packer is going to retreat. He's gone so far behind. Anaton has to try and hide here. He goes for the shots. Packer cannot afford to lose this. Anaton, once again, dancing with death. The 180s. He's already taken down Spoit. Can he land enough shots onto Packer? He's going to have to commit to it now. Packer is just tempting fate. Is Anaton going to be able to stick it? Packer, no! You've got to kill him! I can't believe it! Anaton is a god amongst men on the Clash.
Shield on the back. Turtle counter defuse. 7 seconds it takes. 7 seconds passed. And CAG, they steal the round away from M80.
Dude, what the hell?
I've not seen that in my life ever. It's a Blitz Clash standoff is such an awkward because Packer can't go near him. No. He's 1 HP. He's gonna get got broken. He'll die. So you have to go for a pistol kill against a Clash. Where's his shield on their back?
How did he not hit him, though? I mean, Anderson was obviously put the shield on his back, but you can see his feet, you can see the top of his head.
That's the thing. I think because he was on the desk and the angle of his shield, it might make it very difficult. In my mind, I think if Packer prones and splits, which sounds kind of crazy, I think it's an easy shot. But I mean, he's panicking, right? We heard the shots, bam, 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 bam. And then we see him actually melee Anderson at the very end. So I think Packer was stressed, panicking.
He ran out of bullets.
And ran out of bullets, yeah.
Yeah, he was going to try and bait out Anderson by like going for a swing, shooting a few bullets, hiding. Right? And he almost made the time go away. Like by the last time that he peaked, I think there was 12 seconds to go.
Yeah.
Which means that Anderson has less than 5 seconds to get that kill and then stick the defuse. And there was just no way that that was going to happen. Okay. Anderson makes the balls of steel commitment to hold on, and Packer looks a little bit silly for it. Also, we didn't see this, but Anderson styled on Spoit.
Yeah, he did the 180, flipped the shield, 180 again, kills Spoit. Phenomenal play.
That's dirty. This is some rank stuff right here, but in the best way possible.
I mean, M80 are struggling. One is the executes haven't been super clean, but individually, a player like Spoit not getting a kill yet in the first 4 rounds can be a bit of a concern. I mean, he's had 2 aces so far this event. He's been great in the entry, and on this map of Flare, he does play ace, the hard-breaching operator. But once those walls gets opened up, he becomes essentially the post-plant master, holding those angles, locking things down. But because the bomb hasn't been planted successfully in a clean round, Spoit isn't allowed to play out his position that he excels at.
It's alright. You'll get there. It's been a long week.
Been a long week.
Week and a half. Same for these players as well. These guys have all played through group stage. All 4 BO3s through that. M80 already played another BO3 yesterday. This is their 6th in the tournament so far. Rome going upstairs for CAG. Here comes a bit of an execute from M80 as they start to take control of this top floor. Diffuser finds the opening kill. Silences Shureek, who's been very loud and proud on the cameras so far in this game.
Ooh.
But here's this from Shiraneko. He's just missed it. Oh, he still finds Diffuser. Takes a hell of a lot of damage for his trouble. Oh, and this should be a freebie for Packer. Unless Chipasu's able to do something deadly. He does go down. And this looks to be a very solid lock-in for M80 on that top floor.
It's not the usual roam clear, but damn was it effective. Having Blitz walk in, Glass behind him, and how are you going to beat that? Blackray takes down Gunner downstairs. Packer low on HP, half or so in the Blitz, but there's a C4 in pocket of Anderson. If the C4 of course can find the target, you're back to an even 2v2.
Anderson's gun's not great to try and fight the Blitz though. It doesn't pack a lot of punch, and it doesn't have a high fire rate, so shooting the feet here is going to be really challenging. Spots another drone. He's continuing to just put the pressure on. Here's that pulse, and as you said, C4 is still available. Should he go for a vertical play?
No top 4 is clear. The issue is 2 smoke grenades and a Blitz and a Glass. And how are you going to stop this? C4 has to go huge here.
Drop's already happened. I don't think Blackray heard it. Oh, has managed to take one down. Bit of a spray through the smoke, but doesn't find Packer as of yet. Anderson, C4 goes out, doesn't find anything, but Blackray is farming. And it's all up to Spoit now in a 1 versus 2. Anderson, guess what? He's on that pulse. He can scan out. He can find out where Spoit is hiding. But Spoit hears it. They're going to go together. They don't know. He sees them both. Can he find the first and the second? Anderson now pushing for a refrag. Spoit holding down the line with the superior weapon, the AK, as he's just waiting.
Gotta go now. Anderson, there's no time.
He has to go for the swing. Spoit finds both. Perfect post-plant cover from the Swede. And M80 look to restabilize. One last chance to push for another round in this half.
There's the whole win con, right? If Spoit is alive in post-plant, that's how it always win out in those dire moments. He was alive for the first time, gets the 1v2, gets the kills, and so far, we've had a 2v3, we've had a 1v1, and we've had a 1v2 clutch. If this is gonna show us what this best of 3 has to offer, it's gonna be a long and wild series.
Always catching EVs, bro.
I gotta say, credit to M80. They look in high spirits, despite this being perhaps a little bit more of a challenging game than they expected. I really do think that this is going to be a tough series for M80 when we get to Nighthaven. Like, this is CAG's best map. So Lair is where M80 have to have a splash. They've been pretty solid on the map. They beat Joel here. It was kind of close. And
That's not a good look.
Well, yeah. But they also almost pushed G2 to overtime. It was a 5-7 loss.
Okay, that's a good look.
I feel like that's pretty decent. Yeah. In contrast, like, maybe M80 looked at CAG losing this map twice, once to Shopify, Rebellion, once to FaZe Clan, and thought, okay, we can sort this out. Like, that's 2 losses. CAG didn't push overtime in either of those games. We should have this here. But yeah, at least to me, CAG is finding a lot more success than I expected. I actually do have a question, because we're talking about like map veto and M80 have a choice here. Usually map veto is primarily spearheaded by the support staff.
Yeah.
Of course, M80's coach and manager have been ejected from the tournament. It doesn't necessarily mean that they can't still assist these players
Before the game.
before the veto. Do you think that Bodega would be having a hand in the map veto?
I definitely think they would have had an indirect hand because, you know, you got your big stat sheet that you've been preparing for not just the game yesterday, but also today's matchup. I'm sure they've been saying, guys, this is what we would do. This is the game plan we would have followed if things hadn't changed. And then players, I'm pretty sure they've been having their own opinion saying, okay, if our support staff, which can't help us directly, has said, okay, you have 2 options. You have map A and map B. The players then have final say. And so, okay, we feel more comfortable on this particular map, maybe layer. We're going to pick that.
Yeah. I know a lot of players don't even listen to the map veto. They just
some don't care.
Yeah, they're just like, you tell me what we're playing and I'll play it. But here with M80, like, I can only presume that the players would also be having to conduct the map veto with the admins before the match because the support staff has been ejected from the tournament. So M80, can they push for a 3rd here on their attacking side of Lair?
And if they can't, 2-4 isn't the end of all on a tag layer, but of course you're going to try and close things up with getting popped tag or month this time around. Much more solid for the space and bomb side. Long lines of sight, crossfires, can be so hard to pick apart if you're a blitz. And again, the win condition now, they have 4 smoke grenades and Kino on the glass. That's how they're going to try and break this apart. We see those smokes go out, that's going to mean action. And for CAG, they only have 2 C4s and a Warden to really deal with the glass in a very quick fashion. If they can run out where the Warden is and attack elsewhere, that could be a good win to bomb side.
Gunner on this vert, he's been looking to try and put some pressure on and cover his own flank. Now Shiraneko, seemingly aware of that position, and he's baiting Shurip to come from the other side. He's going to be able to watch both of these at once. The plan's denied from Shurip above. And Gunner says, well, wasn't that my job? I was meant to be covering off this. He's managed to cover his own flank, but not that of his teammates. And now Shurip, still alive, will finish off Gunner and retake vertical dominance over the bomb site. M80 left floundering, as thankfully Spoit can find a kill onto Annie and pick up Kino, the Glaz. With no smokes left to play, it's going to be challenging. Spoit, perhaps, might be able to conjure something magical with this AK. Never mind. He will go down. A valiant 2 kills, but Diffuser and Kino now in this 2v2. 18 seconds to go. Almost a good shot there from Diffuser. Again, Spoit getting picked up by Kino. Shurip still above, finds his 3rd of the round. Kino does make this a 2 versus 1. Shurip just has to deny the plant. Diffuser picks up that Diffuser. Living up to the name. Now it's up to Shurip as Kino is body blocking both these attackers, becoming the defenders. Low HP as Shurip makes it back to side. An ace will be required from him. The CAG to win it. He spots the first one. The quad. It's Kino watching. Kino's got him. Dead to rights. Way too close for comfort. But not a sweat on his brow for Kino. Valiant effort from Shuri. He'll just take a sip of his coffee and get back to work.
He was 20 HP from the revive earlier. You're playing Glass DMR close quarter. He has to hit the first shot headshot to win that 1v1. And again, another close round. CAG, that's a CAG moment for me right there. They had vert control, which was great. Their flank worked for the double kill. That was phenomenal. They took down the Monty effortlessly. That's literally all the magic that you could wish for in a round. And then they bottle it. Black Ray, the anchor player on the smoke, getting a little bit too aggressive and dying when Shuri was stuck upstairs. The issue is, well, if the anchor player dies, the attacker sprint to bomb site, pick up the diffuser, you don't have intel, you don't get those yellow pings, you don't know where they're planting. The verticality up above doesn't matter any longer, and Shuri had to run back down to the bomb site with all the hatches reinforced still. Disaster.
I got to admit though, looking at the M80 cams there, I'm really impressed with their demeanor. They look so chill.
Yeah,
like, they almost threw that round. Like, they almost lost it. Kino wins it in a 1v1. I would expect that the reaction would be like sigh of relief, you know, wiping the sweat from your brow. But they were just like, it wasn't even like a big laugh. It was just a light chuckle. Like, I feel like maybe for M80, anything that they can achieve from here on out at SI is just a gift.
They're just trying to hold on, maintain, and say, head down, focus on the game. I mean, these guys, they want main stage, and
They do.
or M80s, all their iterations of rosters since the exit, change up, they haven't really accomplished all that much on the international stage. They've been great domestically in North America, but then they fall apart often in groups. So making it to phase 2 alone, pretty good. But finding yourself in lower bracket this early on is a dangerous time, because before you know it, one best of 3, and you can be going home.
That's right.
Oh, he missed. Ooh, he misdroned him. He didn't see them all, I don't think. Not that it matters. I mean, he's stuck inside. A good drone work right now from CAG. No one's gonna swing it. They're AFK. Second drone for the flank as well. This is, again, new style CAG. Flying drones, early map control right now. The only issue is the timing right there between the drone and Gunnar pushing up. It, basically kills Shuri, unfortunately.
As we have switched sides, it will change the momentum a little bit, and I think Gunnar is going to flourish, playing a little bit of a loose roam, being able to route around those drones a bit. This is where CAG get punished if they're not thorough. And they're trying to be thorough, but it's hard because players like Gunnar are slippery little snakes.
That he is. That guy will keep making hero plays a hero play if you let him.
Ying Shoddy.
I was gonna say anything classic. Ying Shoddy up against the Warden, close quarter engagement, unemployable shield. I mean, this could very well work.
Kino still has his glasses available on the Warden though. Candela goes out. Doesn't find anything as of yet, and Kino is able to easily find that kill. A good trade though. CAG within touching distance of each other. Make sure that they will not fall without at least finding something back as a result. However, still trying to kill Diffuser. He's in an awkward spot. He's now jumped up and playing passively. Doesn't need to overcommit here as CAG have taken control of Mezzanine.
Yeah, man, just play the crossfires. Let CAG walk into those doors, then take them out. Thing is, with the Ying dead and the Bog, there's no verticality, none of those flash grenades. You got smokes and Twitch, that's all you got to work with. Never mind getting reactivated. The nearsightedness is going to make life very difficult. With 25 seconds left, they gotta stop pushing the side doors.
And Diffuser's found Shibasu. Like, this is nigh impossible. Spoit might be on the ground, but M80 are back on the offensive, swinging these doorways, holding their crossfires. Black Ray in a 1v3. Diffuser available. Might be able to go for a plant here, but he's caught on camera, and there should be an easy gas from Packer. Nothing for it. Easy as you like for M80 in their first round of defense.
This very well could be defender favorite. I wouldn't be surprised. But as I say, APAC, the way they can play layers, they can just break everything apart and just stop playing logic. And they can play double shield. They can play the glass. We saw the Ying shotgun. CAG didn't fully commit to that playstyle of chaos just yet. Only having one of the possible many operators that can make it very chaotic. And in media right now, we see the player cams are looking through their stratbook saying, which bomb site do we go to next? What makes the most sense for us? And Spoit actually doing a lot of the calling so far, from what I'm noticing in the player cams. Staying active. When they were down 0-2, also Spoit with his hands up, saying like, guys, guys, guys. You know, that classic kind of, let's reel back in, stabilize, reset mentally.
Yeah. I do like that. Packer is technically the IGL, but he is by far the least experienced player at this on this team. The only one yet to play a Six Invitational aside from Diffuser, and he's only ever played at one major. I
also want to point out that when you have an IGL, it doesn't mean it's the only person that will talk. It's more of like, who has the final say? You need the players to feed him information to make the right decisions, essentially. And that's very much an attacker side of thing. Defense, you need everyone to talk together because you got 5 very different spots on the map. Hacker can have, no one can have the overview of all of those decisions. So we do want to see Gunnar, Spoit, everyone else just speak more on defense.
Maybe a young roster, but a lot of experience on these players of M80. Packer's the only one that hasn't actually played on a main stage before. Packer and Kino are the only ones that haven't raised a trophy before. Spoit, of course, winning the Berlin Major in his very first season with Rogue.
Yeah.
It's been a hell of a long time since he's raised anything since then. Back again with the Ying Shoddy.
It's awkward because like if you don't get the one fight that you desire in a close quarter engagements, you are practically useless. I mean, you got the pistol, don't get me wrong, but not necessarily ideal.
A Shoddy can really pack a punch in close range, but it's so situational. It can fire very fast. That's the thing.
That is the thing, yeah.
High damage and fires very fast. Most shotties in this game are either high damage, but they're one pumps, or low damage, but you can fire them really fast. And those ones are really finicky, like the Ella shotgun, the Pulse shotgun. Like I feel like you never know. You have to like close your eyes and hope.
It is one of those. Beast going out. I mean, we've seen this before. This exact same entry path for CAG, but they need a different result. Anderton didn't get a kill previously. He's got to be good for at least one if he goes in for this.
Nice flash. Oh, is he going to be able to get around it? Anderton goes deep,
one.
finds one with the shotgun, finds a second one with the shotty. This is why you bring it on the Ying here. Anderton's making M80 look a little bit silly. Shuri finds Spoit retreating.
Oh my god.
Pack has gone down. It's all up to Gunner in a 1 versus 5. Chibisu might be on the ground, but he's not out as of yet. The action going down so far from the site. Gunner is low HP and not long for this world.
CAG, all they need is that entry. They get 2 of them this time.
He's dead.
It's a flawless. There it is. Beautiful. CAG classic, I guess. In through window, bang, bang, 2 kills, follow up, lock down the ankles, get the rotators, and then, of course, 5 versus 1. I mean, it's completely over.
Yeah.
Timeout being taken, actually.
By CAG, funnily enough.
Interesting.
Now, of course, CAG do have their coach that they can talk to.
They look so happy.
They
it's
do.
4-4.
I love how chill they are.
I mean, one of the things about being a team like CAG who's made so many events but always go out extremely early is you need to learn how to deal with loss, how to underperform and not meet expectations. And the same thing is for a player like Troy Canadian, who's currently on Shopify Rebellion, former Dark Zero, or previously was on Dark Zero. He's lost more grand finals than most players has played. And it's one of those, like, he knows how to deal with big losses. CAG knows how it means to go into a tournament and try and expect the bare minimum and still be excited to achieve more.
Anderton and Blackray have played 11 international events together with CAG.
Okay.
And up until this point, their peak at Six Invitational was top 17.
That says a lot, right?
Top 17. Well, they've made top 16 now.
Yeah, way pushing the bar.
And if they win today, then they'll make top 12.
Nice.
But yeah, they've had a chance now to talk to their coach, Didi, former player from way back in the day in the Japanese region. I thought it used to be Suzu C that was standing behind the CAG players, but from what I could tell, that was Didi.
I think the jersey said it too.
Yeah, nice.
Did not say Suzu C.
Not sure what Suzu's been up to recently. I think maybe on the Japanese broadcast a little bit.
You know who I saw? I think it was at the previous major in Montreal. I saw Walkout.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
No way.
He was there. He was,
really?
Yeah, because some of the content creators, we did like this season's like the Blackbeard reveal.
Yeah,
so we tested it for content.
Yeah.
And I'm in the lobby, and Walker walks by. He's like, "Long time no see."
That's unreal.
I'm like, what do you mean long time? It's been like 6 years.
Dude, okay, for those who haven't been a bit out of the loop, like, Walker was like the best Japanese player ever.
APAC player.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has come close to being like Walker level in APAC. Yeah. Even on the global stage, there's a small number of names of players that have been like unreal next levels, like Kanta Raketti in his prime, like, I don't know, maybe Spoit in his prime.
Yeah, exactly.
Walker, he's actually up there in form, and he left after SI 2019.
19, yeah.
With Nora Rengo.
Yeah.
After a bit of drama with the org, and yeah, that team was never the same after he left. But he was insane.
He went to go play a different game, I believe.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And he also made so much from being a content creator that I think he just realized it's
not
actually
worth the sweat
easier to just be a content creator.
Yeah, it was one of those cases where a great player left way too early and the potential was there, but we never got to see it.
Oh, he could have been next level.
I know.
Almost beat Empire, by the way, the year that you guys beat them.
Yeah, they took down, I think, the French Vitality in like the quarters of it. Maybe the same one.
I think it was groups even. They knocked out. Oh, they knocked out Penta in groups. I remember that much.
Not us.
No, not you. Not you, Penta. The bad Penta.
Whoa! You're taking a bad amount of damage from upstairs, half HP now. As Shu picks up out that floor, and it's in the Blackbeard can be dangerous. You see the arm right there, little tap, tap, tap.
Oh, does take a bit of damage from the fire though. That's a lot done to Packer though.
Oh yeah.
Gotta say that Scar does do a lot of damage now. It didn't used to. They nerfed it and they've buffed it back again. They've made Blackbeard very powerful with that shield as well. Shiraneko finishes off what's left of Packer. That chip damage from the Blackbeard coming in. Clutch. Diffuser's gone down too. So
what's happening?
everyone from M80 is falling. Spoit might get one. And now he's faced with a Blackbeard and he's caught in a crossfire. Easy for Black Ray. All up to Gunner. Desperately spraying with the Vector. Black Ray finds him. These guys are in peak form and they're having fun. I love Shurip, dude. He's so funny.
So animated. We're at the point in the game now where if CAG didn't like really bottle up one or two of the rounds that they arguably should have won, that's map 1 done.
Yeah.
So of course it's not. It's 5-4 in favor of CAG, but it's such a curious tactical timeout. They tie up the round score to 4-4
With a flawless round.
with a flawless round,
and then take attack.
and then they call it tactical timeout, and they win the following round almost flawlessly again. And it's like, what is happening?
Yeah, good question.
But I mean, I like this. I mean, CAG are not. They're not overthinking the problems on the attacking side. It almost looks like they're just trying to take a very simple approach to things, but it has this extremely effective outcome. And I'm curious, M80 and CAG, when they're defending, we're not really seeing as much wall and hatch deny as we might have expected. We did see both Tubro and Kai being played when CAG were defending, but the hard breaching was never the main story of this game.
Yeah.
It came down to those crazy executes. M80 kind of brute force the bomb side. CAG finding the gaps with the Ying of the Blackbeard.
It also feels to me like M80, when they use that shield, that was the whole intent of the push, was focused around Packer on that shield. CAG have a few different cheeky ingredients. You know, Anderson running Blackbeard, Anderson running Ying. But at the end of the day, they want it a little bit messy. And it's not like trying to be hyper-structured around that single operator.
It's almost more like they have the Blackbeard who takes up so much pressure. I think there's 2 or 3 separate defenders looking towards his location.
And died to someone else.
Exactly. And then they die from other players and they just explode on the bomb side. And Anderson, if you don't ADS with the Blackbeard, you can always just look at one defender and have a staring contest, and you're locking somebody else down in their position.
I'm really loving what we were talking about yesterday, saying Blackbeard's like the weeping angel.
Yeah.
you just have to look at him. As soon as you look away, you're dead.
Big enough. In the
So
middle
he goes in.
And M80, they're not really fighting for a lot of map control. I know Lair, the bomb set is so strong, good crossfires, but I do think M80 they thrive the most when someone like Gunner can be allowed to run around. That's not been the case. The Packer dies again so early. At least this time he's on mute, not the smoke. But CAG, when they get the opening kill, that's when they're so scary because they can just push the bombs with manpower.
M80 are really learning a lesson that they can't just contest everything, because these CAG players are feeling really hot on the mechanics today. Inching closer to that bomb site, and yet not executing as of yet. This patience is really getting in the head of M80.
Early strike, reset, hold angles, see if M80 may make an aggressive swing, do the utility game, then strike once more. For M80, it does look like they're just kind of waiting around, waiting for the next thing to happen, more so than them having a proactive play. This can mean 2 things. Either they're perfectly comfortable in this 4v5 and they think they're going to be, quite alright for this round. Or it means they don't know what to do next, therefore they're doing nothing. So when CAG they push that go, go, go button, if they don't have a clean answer, it means they don't have the right read.
CAG are being thorough. They're taking control of a lot of different places on the map. We already know they were poised on our 6th room. Now the pressure comes through on operations. Anderson just waiting for someone to come his way. And on the back of the E1D, he will erupt onto the site. He spots out a player and takes him down. A second one for Anderson. Diffuser falling quickly to Chibisu. It's all up to Kino now. We might have it down. Finished off with the gas before too long. Anderson and Chibisu left to pick up the pieces. As Kino spots out a drone behind him, finishes it off. Diffuser not planted as of yet. Anderson almost caught on his rotation. The bees making things awkward for Kino as he tries to make his way forward. Chibisu not going to move. Anderson's just going to plan safe. And Chibisu, all he has to do is cover the cross.
He missed the gas.
Kino, you can't find it. He can't make his way forward. He can't find Chibisu, and he certainly won't get anywhere near Anderson. Map point for the Japanese.
And again, it's such a clean take. I don't think M80 they have the right ideas of what they want to accomplish in the round. They let Anderson walk in and kill 2 defenders without any response. No one's watching the entry. Defender mine wasn't enabled. Things are falling apart. They finally call the tactical timeout for M80, but they're down 4-6. And again, it's the same 5 players that can talk together, just like in the live server. They don't have the support staff to help them figure out the problems.
No perspective to be given from the coach.
No
Even if
advice.
it's just a little bit of a reset. Sounds like he's talking about contesting a little bit more, using the smokes to make sure they can't take ground as fast.
Yeah.
I can only assume they're going to go down to the basement. They could even go back up to bunks and briefing on the ground floor. They could go to master office as well. It's 3 rounds in a row that M80 have fumbled on this defensive side. You thought this might be a defender-sided game. I was inclined to agree with you after M80 won their first defense. They went 3-3 in the first half. But CAG are looking so good on this attacking side.
And this is the thing. APAC don't have a ton of strengths. You have, weaker practice partners. You're slow at figuring out the meta, yada, yada. You have less talent to work with, like player-wise. There's less people in general. But you also get used to playing maps in a less than optimal fashion, which means when you do need to do this funky stuff, it's the norm for you. And for M80, I mean, they're probably used to being dealt with in a very logical manner that's very predictable, that they can have answers to. CAG right now are making it look so easy. They just seemingly walk in the building, they walk in the bomb site, and we heard Packer say we want to contest more, and they absolutely should. You and I both said it, when Gunnar can run around and get those kind of gaps, that's when they made it look their strongest. On this basement bomb site, they've clearly gone for a roam setup where they got the visual scanner, the Elec wristwatch mines to both deal with the Blackbeard, deal with the roam game, and contest the map. But now we gotta see M80 shine in the individual 50-50 gunfights, which, if you look at these names, Gunnar, Diffuser, Spoit, Kino, as individual players, they can totally do it, but CAG have looked sharper as a team, not taking 1v1s, but forcing 2v1 gunfights.
That's right, and they've brought an optimal lineup for it as well. Like, not only is the Blackbeard going to make it so there aren't 50-50 fights, but you've got the Dokkaebi and the Lion to contain those roamers, to get information, to erupt onto site, or executing on various parts of the map. Here comes the Lion. Aniton is just going to rush into the objective. C4 does find him. Kino finds a second. Packer joins the fray. And a good read from M80 on the back of their tactical timeout. They caught an inkling of a rush. They got suspicious, and CAG fell. Maybe a kill or two for Blackray as he snuck onto site, and these roamers try to come back. Chibisu's also snuck forward. I don't think there's going to be enough here, especially because M80 have that diffuser available. Yeah. We've got a player prone looking through these feet holes. Chibisu is not going to be able to contest. Gunnar should find him. Cheeky little rat angle.
Oh, Paradise. This prone spot though from Gunnar, I mean, that's got to be a freebie. Shoot onto Chibisu. There's a flash in pocket if you want to use it. If they don't figure this position out, I mean, it should be free.
I mean, this should be unlosable for M80. It was a 5v2 rather. And a 3v2. Still, the positions are so good that CAG are reading it well. Gunnar does a little damage, and Spoit can claim the last 2 kills from playing on that doorway with the Ella. And M80 have recomposed and look to bring it back and push overtime. 1 more round required.
CAG, I mean, that base and bomb side, if you don't think you can crack it, just force send it, see what happens, bring the chaos, but you lose that initial gunfight to a C4 from Aniton, dies in the Blackbeard, I mean, that's your most of your push. Kino did a great job just proning on the floor, tossing the C4, getting the kill, and just getting out of there for as long as possible.
Yeah, Kino really saved that round.
He's been great this tournament, actually, like across the board.
Gabe or Davide that said that he's like in his best form.
Davide.
I call him Davide because we're tied like that.
Tied like that?
Yeah.
And you call me Pingu? Slander.
Yeah, we're not tied.
Absolute
Actually,
slander.
I've been calling you Nick, and then we were talking about it the other day, and you're saying like, no one calls you Nick. I feel like Nicholas is more appropriate.
We would sit in the green room like a couple feet or meters from each other,
like,
and you would say Nick, and I just wouldn't respond.
Nick.
And then like, whoa,
Pengu.
whoa, hey. Because no one, like, out of 100 people, 2 people call me Nick.
Yeah.
And my real name is Nicholas.
Yeah.
So Nick isn't even my original reaction name either. It's like the comment.
I think that it was Parker, when you were casting with him, he would always call you Nick.
Yeah, he would.
And that, I think, has kind of trained me that way. But I don't know, I reckon Nicholas suits you well. I think I can move.
Do I look like a Nicholas?
Yeah,
Is that it?
Yeah, you do. Well, you look like a penguin as well.
I look like a penguin as well?
You do.
I waddle like a... I used to waddle like a penguin when I walk.
Well, you're actually wearing like a shirt with ducks on it today, which I feel like all the
Birds
penguin
fly.
shirts out there are dying inside, thinking, he could have been wearing me.
I do need to get like a nice penguin like nicer. Because I have like t-shirts, but they're not like broadcast appropriate.
No,
you
like
know,
a
we gotta
proper.
swag it
This
up.
is like a nice knit sweater kind of thing with
yeah,
a collar.
but it's got the wrong bird.
Yeah.
I gotta
Well,
talk to
fix
someone
your
about
birds,
that.
bro.
Fix my birds. Do you think Layers and map has any birds, or are they scared away because of Deimos' presence when he took over the Seraph map?
Good question. I feel like Deimos would have like a really evil-looking parrot, kind of like a pirate parrot.
What about a vulture?
Oh, vulture.
Vulture.
Yes.
That's the
But
vibe
he's like
giving
taught
me.
the vulture to talk like a parrot.
Oh my
would.
god.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a huge talking bird. That'd actually be scary.
I bet you Deimos has like.
Oh, that's the same way Gunnar killed Shuri
No
many
way.
rounds ago. Yeah.
Ironic.
Yeah.
Good kill there from Shuri. Anderton flexing off of the Blackbeard and onto the Montaigne. What could be the final round of this game? An early exchange. I would say favors CAG.
Yeah.
Shurape is still down below, and it doesn't look like anyone from M80 is dropping to contest him. They're just going to try and fight him through the floor and keep dancing around.
It's funny, we've seen this exact round play out in reverse. Or CAG had the clash, or Gunnar was blocked downstairs getting the opening kill. And then M80, they just walked in with Monty, tried to plant. Shurape got a 2-kill, and the round was over. But gotta see CAG. They're just gonna walk in and make it very simple, easy. They're gonna rotate around, apply that split pressure. They are right now. Where does the counter fire get spent later? Because it's Monty completely alone. And then the other 3 players rotating around the map, maybe looking for a kill or something like that.
Shuri has a lot of options as well if he wants to keep playing the vertical game. Oh, they're going to breach the wall, are they? Black Ray waiting with his Selmas.
Oh, no.
Good flank from Spoit. You said that Anderson was all alone. M80 identified that as well.
Too quiet. They figured Monty, nobody behind him, nobody's firing any bullets.
Shurip's surely going to die here. Spoit should win
This
this.
is risky.
He's got Diffuser as well. He knows he can continue holding on to this position. This is likely the way to unlock overtime for M80. Spoit, a quad. Shiraneko, the last alive for CAG. Spoit will not find an ace. Shiraneko is going to have to find a 4K of his own to push this the distance. M80 just need to hold on.
Messy round for CAG. Couldn't again problem solve around it. They had the breach actually outside, so they had the right things going for them, but then Spoit showed up, got 4 kills, round was over. I mean, yeah, good luck with this.
Yeah, well, nice EMP and a bit of damage on the Kino, but not going to matter in the end. Kino able to spray down Spoit MVP for that round, no question. M80 have pushed us into OT and are still holding on to Lair.
Holding on to defense as well. That's where M80 will start in overtime. Look at how this is playing out. It's been even halves. 3-3 in the first half, now 3-3 in the second. So there's no decisive, okay, attacker favorite, defender favorite. It comes down to the bump side, how you play it out. Of course, who gets the kills. Without Sports 4K, I don't know how that round's going to play out.
Yeah.
I mean, taking down the Monty, Diffuser, forcing CG into an even worse spot with that.
It was a really good play, and it was well coordinated as well.
Yeah,
I don't
Clash was
know,
there.
where did Spoit go? Did he drop downstairs to rotate around?
He must have dropped down the hatch and then flanked the staircase. While that happened, you had the Clash and someone else push directly into the Monty, forcing him
Push him
backwards.
back.
For the whole good old pinch.
Well played. It was a bit of a gamble though. Spoit didn't know that the Monty was necessarily all of alone.
If there was a flank watch or a drone, that could have been dire.
Even, who was it playing down below? Shurip, I believe, on the bar.
Yeah.
Even if Shurip had just caught him because he was roaming below or lurking below with the buck, then that would have spelled death for Spoit. But a good read nonetheless. M80 looked solid in that round. They're going to go back down to the basement. Now, this was where they started their trek of defensive success on the back of CAG failing to rush and Kino holding onto the side. Again, very much just Kino and Packer on site. The rest of M80 going for this extended roam.
I'm expecting a different take from CG. I mean, they got IQ, they got the RAM, they can do vertical destruction. I think the IQ might have been solely picked just finding Gunner on the Vigil. When Vigil scanner device is or cloaking device is active, IQ can track him and see, you know, where he is in the map. Other than that, you can't really track a lot of things. I mean, mute jammers, that's really it. Pretty low impact.
Yeah.
But if Gunner can find just one singular kill, or burn enough time, or kill enough drones, I mean, that'll be value worth for his roaming game.
Gunner's had some good moments in this map, but also some quiet rounds. Logic Bomb reveals his position. Drone spotted. Shiraneko looking for Gunner now.
Reeves above him, I think, actually, but we see Gunnar running away on the silhouette, so he's out of there. A very slow roam clear from CAG. I mean, Gunnar's doing a great job just biding down the time. Drop.
Down again.
The
Did he
score
get
is
caught?
there.
Oh, Spoit supports. Shibisu goes down. No more logic bombs for CAG. M80 already finding good value on this roam, but meanwhile, Black Ray is sneaking into the site. Anaton's also found a goo mine in his foot on this roam clear upstairs. Still trying to contest this roam as CAG can't seem to decide if they want to commit to a roam clear or commit to site. Meanwhile, M80, the two roamers have gone back to the top floor.
Yeah, this is dangerous territory. I love this from M80 because they keep applying pressure onto CAG. I think they were hoping Blackberry finds a gap on the side they can work off of that, or they hope that the roam clear works out. Neither has found the right angle as of yet. Yeah, Gunnar's low on HP, but he's alive. They're going to drop the side here.
Shuri! That's huge. He finds his one and then falls back, but Kino is still alive. Packer as well. It's desperate for CAG as Anaton's the last one left. In a 1 versus 4, M80, from having 2 match points against them, are about to clinch their own. Anaton desperately looking for something, and Gunnar will come back from the roam to take him down. Beautiful read from M80, played to perfection.
You actually narrated that entire thing.
Guys, I really need to pee, bro. Can we please win this round, bro?
That's why Spoit's been so locked in. He's got to go.
Dude's got 13 kills, and he's just trying to end the game as quickly as possible.
He
so
started
he can go to the bathroom.
0-4, 0-5. He's now 13-6 or something?
Wow.
13-7?
M80 have impressed me. I love how chill they are. I actually can't believe it. I would have thought they'd be a little bit stressed out. This is their map pick. They would expect to win. They are playing like it doesn't really matter, which is the best way to play. Like, they're playing like there's no pressure whatsoever on their shoulders. And that's not at all what I expect to see from M80. A lot of the time, I feel like these guys are hyper serious. There's a lot of expectation from this organization.
Yeah.
Another organization that's owned by a celebrity, Daniil Medvedev, very famous tennis player.
Got a skin in the game.
He does have a skin in the game. It looks nothing like him.
I mean, he's an operator, you know? But fair enough, yeah.
Yeah. I'm a bit of a tennis fan, so I do like Daniil Medvedev. He's quite known for raging when he loses.
Oh, yeah?
I would love to watch him play a ranked game.
That'd be funny. That's trash talking.
Yeah. Oh, I have no doubt. He talks back to the umpires all the time.
Okay.
If you Google like Daniil Medvedev umpire, you'll just be like compilations of him smashing his racket and like talking back to the umpires. He's such a character. It's hilarious. But yeah, I'd expected M80, like with all that pressure of, you know, celebrity investment and a roster that's been around for a long time and struggled to really make main stage. Of course, they made main stage in Manchester, but it was the first time in a long time they did so.
Yeah.
I would have thought that we would continue seeing this like high pressure, high intensity vibe out of the team, but we're not. And it's so impressive to me that the fact that these guys can chill despite the terrible hand they've been dealt.
Time for chilling might come to an end. Attacking time. A place where M80 they were struggling more often than not. And again, mind you, back on the attack, it was when Spoit was having that really poor start, 0-4, 0-5. So they were playing without their main fragger. He's now been super hot in the previous rounds. I do expect a little bit more firepower behind the Munty. We see the mirror windows in his response here.
Oh, this is good. Gunnar on the buck. He's had a huge impact already. Almost a refrag, and Shuri punts him down. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Shuri will not fall for the same trick a second time. Oh, the C4 misses, but he picks it back up, so he still has that in the back pocket. Worried about the vertical from below if another player is to go and retake the position.
I get it to glass. This smoke is not safe. Summer Beach goes out, limiting Shuri's position. Do you fall back? Do you fight to stay? Nope. Fall back to side. He's out 5v4.
Thanks to the clash from CAG, they do have some form of cover to hide behind, even as the site gets peeled back.
I mean, this could be the same thing as we've seen before. Hacker walks in, trying goes for a plant. There's only one smoking pocket off Kino, though. It's a limited utility.
Rotation.
Yeah, they gotta rotate right now. Trying to catch the clash off guard by flanking instead, but the guy gets an initial pick here. He's not gonna be free.
I think there's a read here. Shirenako's relocated. He's got his gas as well. He's going to lock out the position. The smoke goes in.
Good smoke.
He's actually backed on out again. What's Kino's play here with the Glaz? To try and peer through the smoke, try and find something. Diffuser being met with the electrification of the clash as Spoit, who has been instrumental to the success of M80, starts to march on forward. Kino finds his shot. Chibisu with a C4 and then a swing to put to death that flank from M80. There's nothing left in it. CAG have locked down the site and pushed us to a 15th round on Lair.
7-7 in CAG. They know they gotta go on the attack now to finish things off. And they've had this really puzzling two different ways of playing it. Either they're very decisive, they go for the same play, or they're very indecisive and they have all these 5 isolated players doing their own thing. And it has not been working out. M80, what better way to test yourself than your first match here without support staff, go the distance from the mental perspective, the round count, and the back and forth 1v1s, 2v1s. There's been so many clutch moments in this map so far. They're gonna go top floor, they're gonna pick up the clash, Kaid, Bandit, try and lock down those walls, and just try and catch CAG off guard and say, hey, you're gonna expect the bomb site to be breachable? It's not. We're gonna force you in through 2 or 3 separate doorways. That's it. You need to come out so clutch. And I love this attacker repick so far. Anything from Monty onto Ying, it gives him this wow execute factor. Whereas in the Monty, he's loud. You can hear him. He can't quite fight back. And he gets countered by so many of those defending operators. At least with the Ying, he might find an injury.
Yeah, my concern here for CAG is they're going up against a lineup with Kaid, Bandit, and Clash. That means walls are going to be solid, and the choke points that you want to funnel are going to be adequately defended by that Clash. More so the Wamai as well. If you're trying to counter Clash with baby EMPs, with flashbangs, with even air jabs, you've got to go up against that Wamai as well. So this is going to be really hard for CAG to break in. This defensive lineup is so solid for M80.
A lot of, pressure upon Anderson's shoulders. He can squat it though. He can bench press it.
Oh, dude,
he's massive.
A tank.
He really is. I saw him at breakfast this morning. I was like, whoa, dude's a whole unit.
Damn, look at those quads. Look at this from Shuri. I like
He's
this.
on it.
Vertical game has been a big impact.
It
Was won by the defensive last time. Shuri took down Gunner. Now the fight going the other direction. Shuri playing that vertical game.
Spoit taking any gunfight that is presented. Look at this, the diffuser.
Does he know?
Line.
Black
No, they have no clue.
No? Oh, no.
Gonna breach the wall, going cams. Diffuser gonna stick it out. I mean, if Blackberry walked in there, he's as good as dead. But now, they have a drone in the hallway, so they think it's still clear. They're gonna walk in at some point in this round later on and just die. Diffuser's got a freebie. If that's Blackberry with Diffuser and the ace, he's trying to bait it out here for Spoit. He might be overselling it though. Let's see.
I have a feeling. Oh, he spotted him!
Oh, he saw him. Yeah.
He double checked it, and now been spotted. Is he gonna be able to get him on the retreat? Oh, what is that? Diffuser. He's just going to hide again? Damn.
Yeah. Spoit might have oversold it there, forcing more drone work than necessary for Blackray. Because it was clear. Nobody's died yet. Opening kill, of course, so important. If a defender dies and you got the clash, you got way less guns that you would like. If CAG dies before they get inside the bomb site, they don't have the execute factor that they need. Candela's Beast is what they need to go out right now. Anderson, third time on this window, has to make a huge play.
Is he going to entry on the back of it, or is it a bait? Another Candela to go out, and in he goes, the shotgun finding one! Anderson again! He always does it for CAG! Now desperately Packer tries to hold on, Spoit's the last one! He's been unreal, but not good enough! A perfect finish for CAG as they steal M80's map pick and go 1-0 up in the series.
All they need is one silly boy on the young shotgun in the same window to find success time after time after time. Made it such a good job at adapting, fixing their problems, but in the end, CAG, maybe they will be inevitable.
It seems like it may be so. An unbelievable performance from the Japanese adds to what has been quite a tumultuous SI so far, but now they're just one map away from knocking M80 out of the lower bracket. We'll bring it back to you after this break.
Tap, tap, yeah, I want that. No lines, I don't cut back. Sweet, salty, and all that. Let loose, come get that. Can you play that back, back, back? Can you run that back, back, back? I'm trying to play that back, back, back. I want that. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Right here, can you feel? Let's go. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Right here, can you feel that? Ooh, you feel that? Ooh, the real back. Ooh, I'm still that. Ooh, you catch that? Ooh, I guess that. The best back. Yeah, yeah. 30,000 up on my pallet. Might jump out if I'm wildin'. Catch my flow, I'm so stylish. Tap, tap, real smooth. Can you play that back, back, back? Can you run that back, back, back? I'm trying to play that back, back, back. I want that. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Right here, can you feel? Let's go.
There are many great players who are not champions, who have never lifted the hammer, who might never lift the hammer. And it's not because they aren't good enough, they just might not put in what it requires to really get there. Because they are the goods and not the greats.
There is not 1 hour of the day where your mind can be off siege. You have to sacrifice everything to win.
If you were to win any event and call it quits, it would probably be the Six Invitational.
Chegar no topo uma vez, então assim foi um momento de muita emoção.
The Invitational is, the kind of the final checkpoint, the final test. It meant the world to me.
History will be made here because for the first time on home soil, a Brazilian team will win a world championship.
The only thing that matters is the 4 guys next to you, your coach, and the screen in front of you.
No one ever really just goes and wins. You have to go through the pain, the hardships.
Phase are exploding!
You have to go all in, that's it.
Quem perdeu foi nós tudo ali. E a gente que vai virar isso aqui agora.
Você tem que confiar muito no seu time.
Não vamos desistir, não vamos desistir.
When you truly want to become the best, you truly have to believe that you are, because you have to play it 100%.
Players' feedback is everywhere on Siege, from reports, survey analysis, meetings, playtests, workshops, studies, watching streams and videos, designing comms, reading thousands of comments a week, answering DMs. It's insane. So players do have a fancy seat at the table, no question. They just have different opinions. Sometimes it's a little puzzling, but that's all good. The Siege ID critical player base is a driving force.
I'm listening and we're all taking in so much of your positives and your concerns and trying to make the game just a better place for everyone.
I'm a player myself, so I also have my own opinions, but I also think it's nice to have a good, well-rounded opinion of the sentiments that come out of the community, and it really helps me better my feedback, so when I'm in play sessions for balancing or new operators, I can not only give my own personal feedback, but try my best to bring the community into that play session.
These players are the best players, basically, in the game right now.
So having their feedback introduced into, our decision making, I think it's really crucial to have. So it's definitely why this workshop is so important.
The workshop is important for me because I like to see kind of the future that the devs want to bring the game to and how we can help bring that into a good space for everyone.
I love the workshops because I think it gives you a real opportunity to see why things are being done, kind of what the thought process was, the steps behind things. I just love seeing other people have passion for the same game.
We play the game 24/7, practice and understand what can be a little bit too strong or maybe a little bit too weak, so being able to help is a massive thing.
I got to give it to these guys. The dev team, you guys have really been hitting it, man. The new operators they bring in that just find different ways to change the game, but not break the game.
All of it is so obviously done with so much love and so much sort of apparent drive of
yeah, we can do the coolest thing, we can do the best thing.
I love the operators you put out, the maps you put out, and I know how much work goes into that.
And I think they've been doing an amazing job, especially over these last few years. The updates have been amazing. The different balancing changes have been amazing.
Team Rainbow, Carrie's Legion. Listen up. Hereford Base is now under our control. But we're not giving it up without a fight. Remember the mission, and do not let anyone stand in your way. Every action you take will be the difference between victory and defeat.
From Lair to Nighthaven Labs between CAG and M80. We're practicing our model poses here. What are we doing? We're doing a little bit.
A little back to back.
One of these.
Closer. There we go.
There we go. Yeah. M80 already struggling. Nick, CAG 8-7 on the first map, and it was M80's map pick. Not a great look for them, but I have to admit, I don't feel like M80 played particularly bad. I feel like that was a really good competitive series with a lot of good siege from both sides.
It was a lot of back and forth, clutch moments. If anything, I think M80 started a bit slow. I mean, Spoit ended up 13-2, the second highest rated player for his team. He was 0-4 or 0-5 at a certain point. If he started off the way he finished, I could see this being done maybe in regulation for M80, but this is the thing. It's a team game, so you need everyone to show up. When you look at CAG, look at that. 12 kills up top, 10 at the bottom. Every single player was present.
Dude, that's so even across the board.
Even the cost is almost dead even.
Yeah, that's unreal, actually.
Intrigue is all like, they're literally, EPS is 6 points from top to bottom. This is insane.
That's so crazy. The most well-rounded roster. I think that might be one of the most well-rounded scoreboards I've ever seen, especially out of a 15-round game with a lot of room for error. And clutches, of course. Let's not forget about those. Anderton had an unreal 1v1.
Yep.
We heard that there was also a Clash 1 versus 1 counter defuse on the A stream, which we haven't had a chance to see yet. Spoiler alert for the A stream. Apparently, Oxygen has won the first map against Shopify Rebellion.
Ooh.
That essentially means we got upsets on both streams.
Yeah, I would certainly say so. I mean, we only had one phase to judge these teams, so I feel like we had a pretty good idea of who was gonna make, top 6 and, what's the expectations gonna be for top 12. But maybe we weren't all that accurate because all of a sudden things are changing.
That's right. I mean, at the moment, these teams are both made it to the top 16 by not being eliminated first round in the group stage. And if you win this game, you guarantee top 12. That's a huge glow up in prize money. It's a huge glow up in just standings. And, of course, an opportunity to continue fighting through the tournament. You lose this game and you are out. Every single one of the matches being played at Six Invitational today is an elimination match in the lower bracket. And at the moment, M80 are staring down the verge of elimination as we go to Nighthaven Labs next, which is CAG's map pick.
A lot of mental testing now for M80, both in the problem-solving department, staying cool, calm, and collected. And, they were kind of nerfed on there because Sport said halfway through, I really need to pee. Let's finish this map.
And then it went 15 rounds.
Then it went 15 rounds. I mean, CT might have heard him scream that out and say, you know what, we'll make you miserable for as long as we possibly can. We gotta see M80 stay in this, not give up, and keep adapting to what CAG are doing because they brought many different things when they were attacking.
And as we get into Nighthaven Labs, CAG look to extend their win streak. 9 maps in a row have they won Nighthaven, including victories over Packers' old team, CL4L, at the Montreal Major. The last time CAG lost this map was all the way back in Manchester against Beast Coast. Gunner and Diffuser's old team. Wow. So a rematch of all sorts between several players of M80 and this CAG roster. As the Japanese look to continue their run through this lower bracket, M80 try and find their first map of the series.
Demos. Always banned, never played. So sad, man.
We were talking about Deimos a bunch. You reckon he would have a vulture as his pet, right?
Yep. And you reckon he could talk like a parrot?
I think so. Like, I'm imagining like a pirate. Speaking of pirates, Blackbeard is gone out.
I get that.
I feel like he would have like a big raven on his shoulder. Like something really intimidating. Maybe like blind in one eye kind of vibes.
Okay.
Maybe a little eye patch on the raven.
Oh, on the raven. Okay.
What do you reckon Clash's spirit animal is? I think like a lioness.
Lioness? I feel like something
roars.
that just
Look
like
at her.
talks way too much because she's such a vocal operator.
She does. She's a yapper.
Yeah, she's a yapper. It's true. Different operator bands here for starters. I mean, Clash, Blackbeard, Deimos, and Tuberal.
Yeah, I mean, the Blackbeard Clash, you don't have to be a genius to figure that one out. M80 banning both of those operators for very good reason. The Blackbeard and Clash were instrumental for Anitson last game. It wasn't like he one-tricked them, though, particularly on the attacking side. We saw, especially in the final round, a lot of phenomenal Ying play out of the infamous Japanese player as well. Just a reminder, by the way, the operator bans as it currently looks on the UI are actually flipped. So M80 banned Blackbeard and Clash, CAG banned Tuberal and Deimos.
That makes a lot more sense that way, doesn't it?
It does.
CAG banning their own operators? Are they trolling? Are
Well,
they stupid?
Well, do you know who we're talking about here? It is CAG.
Totally possible.
They have their own word to describe their specific flavor of trolling.
You know, there was a point in time where I was working the NAL as a caster, and I was commentating Kino playing Monty every week, and I was losing my mind.
Yep, don't
And it
blame
got
ya.
so bad that him and I had a discussion on Twitter about
It
whether
was
or
not
not
a
it was the right
discussion.
play.
That was like dad like telling off the child that he's disappointed in.
Yeah, he tried to argue back. I shut it down. He said, "Okay, fair, you're right, whatever." And then a few days later, they play again, and M80 they banned Monty, and we made a joke about how like they're taking it away from Kino by saying you cannot play this up anymore. We're banning it because that's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Kino has since then really grown as a player.
Oh yeah.
He's always been good, but this event he's been great. He's been consistent, he's been the backbone, he's been finding value in so many different rounds, and also playing a good amount of different operators, and he's always fulfilling his job. And I love the fact that he's not just a Monty Crutch player in the current present time, and his Packers, the more vocal IGL, taking up that responsibility both in Blitz and of course the Monty.
Kino's really found his form in recent history. As we've said a few times, some of the guys from the analyst team have really highlighted Kino and said he's actually looking like the best player on M80 right now, which is wild when you've got, you know, $1 million man Spoit as part of that conversation. EMP goes out. The juggle is successful.
He got both the Selma and the exothermic.
Both sides. What can this man not do? He'll play Blackbeard, he'll play Clash, he'll play Ying, he'll clutch up, and then he can bandit juggle on the next map as well. Anitson looking fiery today.
And I mean, M80 here going for the lazy approach, EMP double heartbreach. What about a Sophia Ash downstairs? Even floor banging with a regular gun to apply some pressure onto Anitson. This is them kind of saying, oh, you know, this is CAG, they're from Japan, they probably don't know how to bandage you correctly. Anitson, though, goes off the wall, kind of costing him this wall to get opened up. Blackbeard tries with a C-phone to diffuser.
Dude.
What's happening?
Dude, nothing. There's nothing in it. M80 now desperately looking for something. Packers found his first kill. Blackray is on the ground. Gun is locked out of sight. Takes a hell of a lot of damage.
God.
C4 adds insult to injury. Packer is left all alone and locked out of rafters thanks to the fire from the Goyo. He can start making his way forward past the keeper barriers and inch his way towards the site. Will take a few gnarly shots, but the smoke will force him back. The fire as well. The guard break. And Anitson will spray him on down. A fortress of the bomb site from CAG. Untouchable, unsiegeable by M80.
I want to see M80 go back to basics here and say, hey, let's fully commit and focus on step number 1, of course, the heart destruction. Before committing to step number 2, you don't want to lock yourself out because you failed to deal with the bandit first. They went, for broke on that connector window, jumped on in. It got very messy, got very brutal. Speaking to CAG's success on Nighthaven Labs teams, do you by any chance have or can find the attack versus defense win rates if we should be expecting CAG to be great on one side and struggle on the other? Because for M80, they actually have a higher attacker win rate at this event so far than defense, which is very abnormal, and it could just mean that M80 might be fine on this first half.
I can actually tell you the stats for attacker and defensive win rates for both teams on specifically Nighthaven Labs, and this is since September, so this will include Stage 2 and the Montreal Major and any LCQs that have happened since then.
Okay.
So for CAG, it's 58% attacker win rate. 80% defensive win rate. 80%. Now keep in mind, some of those games are against really high-level teams like Team Secret, who they beat, or for example, Fear X from Japan, who they beat, and some of them are against Japanese teams that they have played in like their side quals, for example. But for the most part, these are actually really solid teams, like even Kinotrope, who's in the Japan League, Auglis, which is now Team Joel in the APAC Cup, CL4L, Packers' old team at the Montreal Major. And yeah, so that's 58% attacker win rate, 80% defensive win rate.
Jesus.
On the M80 side, now keep in mind, these guys' Nighthaven history since September is 1 win and 5 losses.
Ooh.
1 win and 5 losses. 23% of attack rounds won, 44% of defense rounds won.
Okay.
The most recent game was against Team Liquid at SI. They got 7-1. They did beat Unwanted here, 7-5.
Yeah.
But then they lost to Oxygen in the NA League. They lost to Space Station quite convincingly in the NA League. Like, there's not been a ton of good results out of this map from M80 recently.
Okay, so they have a really poor 23% attacker win rate. They're starting on the attacking side. They won their opening round, and CG have an 80% win rate on defense to match it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. If you run the numbers, it doesn't look good for M80.
It doesn't look good at all.
It really doesn't.
Okay, so M80, I mean, the story today has just been mental fortitude. They're backs against the wall. Poor step is booted from the event. They lose the first map. They were behind for most of layers 1 since a round count. And to claw it back with clutches. It's a testament to what they can accomplish and just reset mentally, keep going forward, keep problem solving. Yeah.
Can I be 100 with you for a sec?
You can be a hundo.
So, I was never a big fan of M80.
That's such an aggressive statement.
I know.
I was never a fan of these guys.
I think it's because I just love underdog stories.
You
And
do
it's
like
like,
underdog stories.
you see like the huge org, all the top players, they have so much money. That's not a narrative that usually appeals to me.
Fair.
I feel like such an M80 fan right now because I have so much respect for the players on this roster, what they've achieved. Gunner and Diffuser coming from that old Beast Coast roster. I have huge amount of respect for what they achieved in Manchester and their attitudes towards being young players on this great team. Kino, love Kino.
Yeah.
Couldn't say enough good things about him. Packer joining a bigger team and playing without their support staff and still having like this positive attitude and the vibe that we've seen in this match, they've really won me over. So all of my previous biases aside, I'm really loving M80, and I hope they can make this a competitive Nighthaven, even if the numbers dictate that CAG should be looking better.
We have an early struggle. Diffuser struggling on the verge. Goes out. They're sprinting to the other arms. Gunnar finds the kill, though.
It's a good start.
They're not expecting an enemy there, but kind of should have known. Nico had an inkling, but likely did not. Vert being done now in M80. Very good pace. 1 minute 20 seconds left on the clock. Got map control. They got an opening kill. Ram doing the vert work. Spot on the IQ. Very few things can really go wrong for them right now. A flank could be a problem. A C4 kill could be an issue maybe. But they got Packer on the blitz. He can escort Diffuser into the objective. Go for a planet tip later on. They got such a good setup here for the attack.
Time is still on their side as well. And Packer, like this, dropping down into Exo, Animus rather. Poised to try and move a little bit further forward, but that gas does lock him out. Diffuser, meanwhile, takes down Chibisu. And the Diffuser itself will begin to be planted by Packer. I like the flashes down through the floor, and the cover from Kino and Diffuser together makes it impossible for CAG. This basement attack has been phenomenal from M80. And near flawless rounds. And they start to fire up.
Is CAG, we're going to go back to the side later on. I want to see that roam game. I want to see them fight for map control because when you give M80 all the things they want in a round, you saw the vision there from Packer as the IGL, it was easy. Did vertical, lock it down, go for a plant.
Did Kino just fist bump his coach Mannequin? I feel like he did.
It would be such a Kino thing to do.
He like turned around and he was looking that way for quite some time, and I saw him reach out. Maybe he was getting his cup of tea or whatever that is.
Stop stomping.
Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah, it's stomping, bro.
Oh, it's stomping.
It's stomping. So they made a little sketch, and they made an arrow, and it says stomping.
I didn't
and then he's
see that.
smiling. Yep.
I love
No,
that.
he made a tweet. I'm gonna find it for you. I saw it right before the game started, and I was like, "That's great." They're involving a 17-year-old content creator Stompin.
That's so good.
Who's progressing tier 3 of NA right now.
That's legendary. I mean, if the youngest team in the tournament was not already enough, like they're now crediting their 17-year-old content creator. Yeah, you're now showing me a photo for people at home that can't see. Yeah. We might get a little zoom in on the cams later, or we might be able to have a look, but yeah, like Stompin' Go M80 is written with a little smiley face drawn, and the headset on the chair.
The title is "How Can We Lose When King Stompin' Is Our Coach?"
I love that. Oh, next time we're back on the cams, see if you can have a look at that through the back. M80 though, we know that they struggle on attack on this map, and they've already found one, and it was a very clean one. So perhaps a little bit of confidence rejuvenated in their boots as they look to try and poise here for control room.
One of those things where Spoit finds himself in support operators. Oh. Is this like in? Okay, they're in. They get the kill to get out. I was gonna say, Spoit playing support down the entry, gets the kill.
Oh no! Oh no! It was such a nice idea to get in and then get out again. Because they didn't bring the diffuser the first time and they still committed to it. CAG managed to reposition and take down a few of the players on the re-entry for M80. That said, M80 still have control of the site. And it's up to CAG to try and deny that plant. The Maverick is making this a hell of a lot of pain for Anaton, and Keynote will finish him off. Now a retake that is nigh impossible for CAG. But perhaps there's something in it for the Azami. The DMR is a perfect operator, though, for M80 as he tries to try and get on it. Oh, and they're going to keep on blocking it up, but beautiful work from Gunner. Exactly what's needed. And Diffuser will find the final kill on Ashir and Aiko. Beautiful round from M80.
We said we were going fast. But I was mapping, and you guys were like, "Oh, we're going," and then the map was fucking horrific. And then I know. But good fucking shit, boys. Good fucking shit.
He's like getting roasted for not bringing the diffuser, and Kino's like trying to make excuses for why he didn't have diffuser.
I love it though. I mean, you gotta be a little bit critical and say, guys, we won the round, but this was an issue that made the round so much more difficult than it should have been.
Yeah, I still feel like they were kind of laughing about it
No,
while they were doing that. Like, it was not like serious. Like, this is the worst thing. You win the round and people were just yelling at you. It's like, dude, come on, chill out a little bit.
No, it's all in good spirits. Just saying like, hey, we could fix this next time, but good job, guys. You know.
Yeah.
And it really was. It's a simple pickings right now for M80. I mean, they're simplifying their strats. This is a straightening cargo window, get the kill. Had to go back outside, unfortunately. Then they re-entry. Things don't go the right way. Hackers Spoit both die, but then they just reset, go again, and at 3-3. And CAG, on their defensive sides right now, they're not showing us a ton of different win condition. There was no C4 in the basement. There was no smoke at the Shanka for, a plant deny. No Goyo canisters to work the ankle either. It was very much just like they're playing top floor, they're playing bomb side, and that's it. We gotta see a bit more utility usage from CAG to shut down those plants. M80 at this event so far, a very plant-oriented team, and that's exactly what they're focusing. All they want on the attacks right now is step 1, step 2, step 3, and a plant.
It's good to simplify it. This top floor, though, did not pan out well for them last time. And it'll start with hard bridge. I like that they're just bringing Mav now. And I like that they've got the vertical game as well here from Gunner. Hugely impactful on Lair, the bucks from both sides. Here comes the breach from the Ace. Assisted by the Maverick. No wall denial available aside from Anaton. He's now repositioned his claw on the external con. He's looking to juggle it a little bit. Shireneko in a key position here on the rafters. I like the Monty pick here. It's going to make it a lot easier to flush out that rafters spot. It's a lot safer than that blitz we saw previously.
Once again, CAG, we gotta see them read into this correctly. What's their answer gonna be to these various things? The Monty, the hard destruction, C4 goes out, nobody's there. Gonna find here Nico, shoots straight back. to a 4v4, but you're trading the block downstairs for Asami and Catwalk Rafters. This is very good for M80, especially as you mentioned, they got the Muncie. Nothing's going to stop them just walking in now.
Yeah, this is looking very solid for M80. High advantage to kick things off. Already poising here on the Rafters position thanks to Paka. He's so close to entering the site. CAG have really pulled on back, holding on to that position at top blue, but Shurip's now gone down. M80 have essentially locked CAG out of the site. Trying to retake it now. Black Ray in. C4 goes out, doesn't find anything. Desperately, CAG look for picks to try and even things up, bring things back to their advantage. A flashbang. And the jump in from Kino, perfect for M80. CAG are not even fighting here. Kino's found another one. Chibisu can't stand up. M80 dominate on the top floor.
Hey, where's that 20-odd-something% win rate right now on attack, huh? 3 out of 4 rounds. 2 of those rounds they planned. Good in the entry was Kino. Previously was Spoit. CAG look a little bit lost right now on towards their approach.
A 3-1 advantage for M80. The vibes are so good.
They're just a bunch of memers.
Yeah.
They really are.
I mean, Pack is quite serious, which is good. But I think it's important to have the contrast in the roster, like a bit of levity from Kino, the seriousness from Pack. A lot of levity from Kino.
Yeah.
You know, also, there's a phrase, you know, having too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You don't want to have all 5 players in your team be absolute yappers. You know, sometimes it's good to have people that are just silent and do their job. Or maybe quieter, or only speak up when they really have something to contribute.
Yeah.
And I can kind of see that out of Spoit, Garner, and Diffuser. Pack is really very vocal when it comes to the strategic side of things, the tactical side of things. Kino's very vocal when it comes to the fun side of things.
Everything else.
Yeah.
You also had Foxy who said that, you know, his biggest strength was his weakness.
Yeah.
He would just take the game so unserious at times and throw around and not care
and
about
he
it.
would like laugh about it. And Fox is like,
it's
dude,
like, Kino,
no,
no, this is serious, man.
Yeah. I think it very much is a double-edged sword. It can be a huge benefit when so many teams are over-serious.
Yeah.
You do need a little bit of a jokester on your team.
Thing is, though, for this game, CAG, it's all up to them to show us that they can figure out the problems. They've not called for a tactical timeout just yet. They believe that the players themselves can problem solve. If they don't, and they go down 1-4, I mean, that's defense, Night Haven Labs. You gotta go massive on the attack. They did on Lair. We know they can do it. But it made it seem almost just better prepared for this map than Lair, how they're approaching things. They are rushing bomb sets on Lair, not doing any of the steps. Right now, they're perfect doing all the steps. Slow roam clear, don't throw any bodies, get the opening pick, progress the map, do the vert, hit the side. Nice and slow.
Yeah, it's been a good change of playstyle for M80. CAG are trying to read into it, but they're not over-contesting. You pointed out last time that when we go back to this basement bomb site, you want to see CAG contesting a lot and preventing M80 from finding these really advantageous positions and then just engaging the vert. Now, CAG have not taken your advice. They're playing hyper-passive. Still quite a bit of roam going down on the ground floor, but not an aggressive one. They're just holding on to the safer side of the map. His Valkyrie camera is still active. It's spotted by Spoit on the IQ as the vertical game is established, dominated by Diffuser on the Ram. And look at this, already in a plant position. Tempted to go for it. Packer is going to just start planting. Is there anyone here? The gas does slow him down, and a hell of a lot of damage is done his way. A logic bomb to detonate, and Gunner's made his way down the cargo stairs, looking for a little bit more.
I like that take there from Packer. It's risky when it doesn't work out, but it's fine. They can reset now. Flank comes from Blackberry. Spoit finds that. And again, CAG, they got C4s, they got Toxic Babes, they're losing numbers.
And Diffuse has now found a second one onto Shirineko. This vertical game looking very solid for M80. No contest yet. Shureep needs to win his fight. Diffuser takes a lot of damage, but not killed as of yet. Shureep still has a C4 if he wants to toss it up onto Diffuser, or if he wants to save it for the plant. Remains to be seen. Anakin's still holding his C4 ready, and that could surely kill Packer. Suddenly, CAG have stolen the advantage away from M80. And the Americans look to try and retake. Dropping down the hatch again. Diffuser finds one, but Anakin, low HP, has stood tall. Him and Shureep now. One C4 between them to try and deny this plant, but Diffuser, he's going to have to desperately drop. The C4 goes out. Doesn't find anything. And Kino now has to try and plant. Anaton makes this a 1v2 for Diffuser. And CAG, they pull off an insane comeback in that round.
No celebration though. Barely any at all. They did a good job though. I was worried for them for a second. They seemed so hyper-focused on the plant going down. They're down to the vert players up above. But then they realized, hey guys, have one guy prep with the C4 after Toxic Babes expire. So we can have one get denied the plant, 3 guys focus on the gunfights, and just swap positions as it happens. It's good stuff. We've seen CAG before, APAC in general. They'll throw out a C4, and then they don't change the other C4 player into that position. Yeah. So then the player with a C4 is doing nothing, the plant goes down, and the round is over. Them rotating again, showing us the depth of this team, what they've been learning so far, and securing that round. The second C4 wasn't needed, but it was there if they had it. They needed to.
Again, from CAG, we're starting to see what we saw a bit of on Lair, teased out, which is M80 are poising and setting up a really nice execute. CAG is starting to feel that pressure. But instead of taking really high-risk plays that M80 are ready for, like that hyper-aggression, CAG are chilling a little bit. They're taking their time. They're happy to go for a retake. They're happy to be patient and look for these picks, force M80's hand. I really like the way as well they loaded up that C4 to take down Packer on the plant, because they knew that a lot of damage had already been dealt from that gas babe. Like less than half HP, a C4 is going to finish him off. They didn't want to keep gassing.
He's spawned through the mirror window.
That is cheeky from Anaton.
Through the mirror window.
It wasn't even Shurip that found that kill. It was Anaton. Maybe from the con window.
Yeah,
so it was actually
window,
it was a
maybe.
crossfire. Both players shooting off onto that position at the same time. That's really cheeky. Where was it?
Maybe he was standing right behind Shurip on the... Yeah, exactly. And they just both aimed in the same location.
That's worthwhile. That's your Maverick going down, by the way.
That's so silly. That's the silliest way to get a kill, though. You're just like, I gotta get the breach! And then just sprints up the staircase.
Nobody expects a spawn peek from there.
Now imagine they had doubled down and also pick up like a Kaid or wall deny.
Yeah.
And then like, Maverick is dead. The Ace can't do anything. The issue is they only have nuke jammers. So these walls right now, yes, they're jammed. They should be able to deal with the jammers. I mean, a nade, go downstairs, get the yellow pings to the floor. Yeah, shot to the window with the shield. CAG, they got in the driver's seat.
Oh,
Shoot
no.
a second.
Shurip gets aggressive and takes down Diffuser. Good read there. The frost mats are spotted though, so M80 less likely to be subjected to those in the late rounds. This is a really solid start for CAG.
Gotta go for broke, just send it.
Looks like they're tempted to do that. In he goes. Spoit goes down immediately. Blackray holding onto his position. Every single player from M80 into the meat grinder. And CAG are more than ready for it. Looked rough there for a minute, but an even half is a good position for CAG to move onto their attack.
Just like Lair. It will look one-sided, all of a sudden back to even numbers.
Yeah.
And again, it comes down to the attack inside from CAG, where if they can show up, they have the chance for a massive upset 2-0ing M80.
We saw a 3-1 in the first half in favor of CAG, then M80 brought it back even.
Exactly.
Now it's quite the opposite.
I was hearing the late round call from
Yeah,
late,
he said, just fight them late round, I'm gonna, and then we'll never know.
We'll never know the end of it. The thing about Night Haven Labs, this top of the bomb site, is that it works around like 3 primary areas, right? You got the connector walls to Salt Bandit reinforce. You got the IT breach in the middle of our screen, right behind the cookies. Then you have Aqua, where you often see a water. Attackers generally need 2 of the 3 areas off the map to attack you successfully. The IT breach gives you catwalk control, basically. That's great. But you can't just attack from one side off the map and get funneled through one door and one rotation. So you gotta see a main push, and you gotta see a backstab. In the round we just saw from M80 on their attack, they were trying to go from connector over with the IT breach. But because they lost Kino on the Maverick so early in the round, they didn't really have a backstab. They funneled through one rotation, and we saw what happened. It's a flawless victory for defenders. So this map, it's all about split pressure from the attackers. Something that CAG were quite good at on Lair.
But one difference between this and Lair is CAG don't have that Blackbeard. In fact, they don't have any shield whatsoever.
Sophia.
Nice work from Zoph. Anaton down below. Really putting that pressure onto Gunner. It does a bit of damage as well.
Again, that's step 1.
Really awkward position for Spoit here. A breach outside on Garage. He can't play aggressively like he would want to around that external catwalk doorway. He's already put some barbed wire quite far down, but he's not going to be able to actually capitalize on it because he can't cross because the breach is open.
This is the thing. What does CG want to do next? They've got the IT wall. That's step one. Then you can either take Garrett's catwalk immediately. No one is there. They're not going to. They're going to rotate for the second step, as I mentioned earlier. Connector side. Where diffuser is, Shurip on the exterior wall. Gonna pop that open. That's step number 2. So CAG, if they feel comfortable, they can go for a third step here. That's going to be either catwalk or it's going to be aqua stairs. Then they have all the positions that they worry about and then what they care about. Then the question is, where do they want to get down the diffuser? Where is the main push going to come from? Right now, they're super spread apart. We got Finka downstairs, Shirnika outside the building. They have not decided yet. Because they got the breach so quickly in the round, they have plenty of time to make that decision.
This is so random from some Chibisu downstairs. Shireneko, I get.
He's droning on the... Oh my god.
That's so dangerous. There is someone watching, and it's in there. On rappel. Shurip wants to get aggressive. He does swing it. Spoit takes a lot of damage, but not enough to die. Shurip himself also lit up. Spoit's forced back. He goes back into rafters to try and retake the position. Diffuser's won that fight onto Shurip. Finally, Shireneko is downstairs. He might have the vertical angle against Spoit. A lot of damage dealt. Bit of a spray through the floor. Spoit almost hits him.
There's the decisiveness from CAG again. They had everything they wanted. Now they're falling apart. Chibisu gets one to Packer though, and Spoit 1 HP. Still got a way back into this.
Chibisu! That's why he was loitering downstairs. Just ready to spring into action up blue. Gunner cornered. Behind the bomb, Kino tries to get aggressive. It doesn't work in his favor. Gunner trying to do something, dueling, but Chibisu gets him. A 3K on the round. Kino now cornered. Pressured from below by Shireneko. Chibisu not able to revive himself, but Blackray's there for the cover. CAG explode onto the bomb site. Huge round from Chibisu, and DD knows it.
It's not clean and it's not pretty, but it was clutch. The LMG Finga with 100 bullets, pre-fires around the entire bomb site, gets 3 kills almost in the round. 2 confirmed at a bunch of damage. Right there. He actually went to 0 bullets, had to go for a reload, which took a good 5 seconds.
100 bullets he had.
Yeah.
Used every single one of them.
With great success. So CAG, it looked really good. And then I was thinking to myself, oh no, not like this. You're gonna get Toxic Babe, the barbed wire, the Finria mines. Like, you just can't get in the bomb site. But then the hero showed up. Chibisu was his name.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Like, we were looking at the top down of the whole map, and I was like, okay.
What's happening?
You were saying, oh, there's so many options here. They can go rafters, they can go connector. And then I saw Chibisu in kitchen. I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing downstairs?
I was like, are you trolling?
He's on Finka. Like, who's lurking on Finka in the bloody, like, opposite side of the map?
And then he can't grenade cook, especially. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, I get Shireneko going downstairs with a bark. But yeah, Chibisu up the stairs and supports his teammate at blue. Beautiful. M80 now downstairs to the basement. The first time we've seen it from them. It looks to be quite a bit of a roam game. Castle on the board.
Use a Trigon in kitchen instead of the bomb site downstairs, likely fearing a Maverick. That's often going to happen.
Very weird. Some pressure on kitchen? Why?
If you're going to play on the main breach downstairs and the Maverick Lion, you might just die immediately as the bandit, right? So if you're saying, I'm not going to risk it, I'll just go upstairs. Spoit dies early. He's 2-7 right now. Another slow start for him.
Yeah. Shireneko is going to pressure the site a little bit as well. Keep in mind, finally, Anderton's back where he belongs.
On a shield operator?
On a shield operator.
Wow.
This time the blitz.
Is that all he is to you? A dirty shield operator?
He is so much more.
Right.
So much more.
Right.
He's my goat.
What's Anderton's operator that comes to mind that's not a shield? What's the first other operator?
Well, Ying, but I'm a little bit biased from
fair.
first map.
Yeah, Ying kind of biased. I was going to say, Capital was his most played operator in Stage 2 when we cast him.
Yeah,
They played, like, those are top house and stuff.
Dude's gnarly. Honestly, like, give him any, on defense, give him any high fire rate gun.
Yeah.
He'll farm.
Goes on attack, big flex player. Now maybe, you know, don't gotta make any moves right now. They're defending, they got the base and bomb site, they're chilling for now. They still got Diffuser roaming on vending machine, Packer top floor. It's a castle, so he's already spent all his castle barricades, but he might have not really have a safe passageway to the bomb site. The thing is, I don't think CAG have any idea that he's roaming. Oh, he got stairs. He's fine.
I like the castle barricades on the external walls. It's a shame Shurip hasn't been able to take him down, and now he's been C4'd. Devastating to lose that. Meanwhile, Packer has managed to rotate over into storage and start opening some vertical lines of sight. Should CAG look to erupt on the site without clearing him, they'll have to worry about vertical. Meanwhile, I think M80 was getting aggressive up Exo stairs. Kino finds a C4.
No can openers from CAG. They can't get the hatches. So they're roaming around downstairs in Exo, applying pressure, walking up staircases, C4s. CAG again, falling apart after getting opening kill and map control, but not having the right operators and the right decisive idea on what they want to do in the round. And again, they gotta go for bros. They gotta just hit the site.
Yeah, and Shuneko is alone in the middle of site and pushing deep. Very weird decision. Kino takes one down and immediately team kills Kino. I'm sorry. Gunner is not even looking at him. Gunner won't give him the time of day. Gunner's just tilted. He's like, nah, dude, don't talk to me. Kino's like, I'm sorry, bro. That was a weird round from CAG. Very lackluster. Very disappointing.
Yeah. I want to see them have a decisive plan. And again, you got to pick the right operator composition. You're tagging basement. You got to get either Hibana or can openers for those hatches. Vert destruction, something. The sleds didn't even use the gadget for the cancel barricades or the floor either. So there was no pressure towards M80 for a good half portion of that round. They're running around because, again, they can. You flip it around, when CAG were defending basement, the ramp broke all of the ceiling. They were stuck in corners. 4-4 is tied back up, but CAG, they gotta do better on attack.
We got a few more rounds to play with. Just 2 they've played so far. 4 left on their attacking side. And we're even 4 rounds apiece. DD gives his 2 cents to the team. Fist bumps all around. I wouldn't count them out yet. I don't know why they got in their heads too much last round. Something went wrong. I'm sure they'll be able to fix it.
They got to. The great thing about this map, though, of not even laps, there is so much flexibility in how you want to do it. Go for direct takes, bombs that rushes, the verticality, the utility, many different ways to attack from. I don't know if CAG having this many options maybe is their downfall. They don't know which one they should go for. I actually don't know how CAG's in-game leader structure works. I have no idea if it's one person calling the shots or is it team effort or whatever they do.
Well, the notes that I've got is that Anaton is the IGL flex player, Black Ray's support player, Shiraneko second support, Chibisu entry, Shuri flex entry.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, clearly there is going to be a little bit of a hierarchy in terms of the calling. It won't just be Anaton. A lot of the time, like, the support players do a lot of calling, but like you said before, IGL doesn't mean you're the only one having input. I'm sure Black Ray does a lot, being the main support player, but I wouldn't be surprised if even like Shuri, you know, he often gets to see a lot in his positions. Maybe he's supporting the calls. Unfortunately, not a lot of these guys speak English very well, so it's quite hard to talk to them and get an intricate understanding of how they're structured.
Had a meeting a couple years ago with one of the CAG players, and I forgot who it was, honestly, but we spoke about, like, why is it that Japan isn't doing well? Why is my team, you know, always getting booked at tournaments and stuff?
Interesting.
It's a very long, heartfelt conversation at the after party, and I gave my advice back from when I was a player about structure, and he was like, thank you so much. He's like, I'll take this to my team, and we'll do better.
Maybe it was Arkuli. He had good English.
Oh, it might have been Arkuli,
Arkuli had really good English, playing for Crest at the moment.
Yeah. Very well might have been. Obviously a different player than the current lineup, but they've been trying to work it out for CAG through all their roster iterations and moments in time. Right now, they have such a great opportunity to solidify themselves in a top 12 position, upset M80, and maybe beat their own expectations. Because I'm not sure what they think going into this, but usually they're like, we're happy to be here, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. A lot of criticism was posed CAG's way for a while, saying, guys, like, how long can you be satisfied topping your region, which, funnily enough, they haven't for a while. Like, for the last year and a half, it's been Scars. How satisfied can you be, you know, topping your region and then doing nothing at international events? Well, now Scars has gone home without a fight, and CAG is here and present. Mira pops. Nice work. Unfortunately, not the kill on the Gunner that he was hoping for. Oh, but Shurip will take down Paka, and I think that CAG might just go in on this. Jumping straight through the breach. Is the rest of CAG here? Seemingly not. Anaton goes down, finished off. The Japanese had a nice idea, but it has fallen flat. Desperately, Shiraneko tries to find something from below, but he hasn't exposed the key positions here that are being held by the M80 players. Kill confirmed eventually by Chibisu, but he's taken a hell of a lot of damage. And he's caught in a bit of a crossfire. Spoit's low, but it doesn't matter. C4 from Kino makes it a 3v1. Nice idea from CAG, but just not cooked.
And that block downstairs, not find Gunner on that corner for as long as he did. I mean, you gotta use the block better in that situation. He can't hit the kill. Shiraneko, value downstairs not found. The gunfight lost. M80, they take the lead for the first time here in Nighthaven Labs since they started on the defensive side.
There's that dark corner inside of the site that you can vert out from below. Yeah, like hard right if you're moving in from electrical.
Yep.
And that's where, I can't remember which player from
Gunner.
M80, Gunner, was hiding there for such a long time. Able to do a lot of damage. Like, yes, vaulting through the breach, you might die to the angle from IT, right?
Yeah.
But if you're flooding, you're probably going to win the exchange, right? The key thing here is for the Buck to take down that player, Gunner, close on the doorway into sight. And unfortunately, like, he opened up the mirror window and then kind of didn't really achieve much at all from down below.
You can do so much. You can deny any of the 4 defender positions from swinging out. And instead, it was a very disjointed push where Anaton just forced it through the rotate, completely alone, just dies.
Yeah, he thought people were with him clearly, and they weren't. Like, that's kind of a bit of a disjoint IGL situation where he's clearly made this call.
Yeah.
The
Let's go, guys!
The team wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they weren't primed or what. I don't know why the Buck for Shiraneko didn't find that key position, but yeah, that's going to be a costly round. M80 just one away from map point, pushed to a third.
Just kind of look at M80's attack and say, what can we learn from them? Well, step by step. If they get the map control, get the breach open, and then let Buck clear out corner by corner, then we can go, okay, guys, we've cleared everything. Now the entry is actually pretty free.
Yeah.
That's what M80 were doing. Very clean, very precise attacks. CHG are like, what should we do next? Let's rush.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind the idea of going for a quick push.
No.
But it has to be coordinated. It has to be synced. And it wasn't.
They didn't even have anybody by the IT breach to deny those swings either. So they were just coming from one specific angle. And like I said earlier, you need to attack Nighthaven top floor from as many spots as possible and overwhelm the bomb side.
Well, now we're down in control and storage for M80. But a lot of the map plays out the same on this bomb site because there's so much contested upstairs.
Oh,
wow!
From the roof?
What an angle from Anaton onto Kino down inside of storage. That's your smoke player taken out. A large amount of your Plantanile. Now we're just looking at vertical angles and 1 C4 from Gunner because Diffuser on the Capcans actually elected to bring barbed wire.
Diffuser at Capcan actually kind of on the radar. Lost the C4.
He did lose a C4 recently, didn't he?
Got popped by a bit of a cam now instead, so
Thank
passive
God,
util.
by the way.
Low-key above, because now Capcan won't die with util in pocket. You'll just spend all that stuff in prep phase, you're good to go. Gunner falls next from TP-Su and CAG. You want range from that previous round.
2-player advantage. Shurip on for a lurk. He needs to make sure not to lose his life alone. Diffuser pushes for 1. Plus 7 KD at the moment, thanks to his 11 kills. Anaton forces him back. Shurip on for the backstab, slow and steady. Needs to coordinate this with the rest of his team. If he dies without an impact, that is the way back into the round for M80, but he's sneaking up the blue stairs at the moment, and he's surely going to catch Spoit unawares. Takes a few more bullets than he would have hoped, but Shurip's doubled down. Diffuser 1v5. He's got some info, and Shiraneko's been injured now by Capcan traps. Diffuser needs to take matters into his own hands. He's being covered off by Shurip. Flawless. The CAG back into it on the attack. 5 rounds apiece.
CAG have this really odd way of getting these flawless victories. It comes off just 1 kill, that snowballs into a second, and a third, and a fourth. And when they feel comfortable, and they play on the same page in the server, it looks so clean. But it comes off M80 sacrificing some freebies. Kino dying from the roof. I don't blame him. That's a crazy angle. But still, every single death from M80 was a 1v1 or they got backstabbed, unable to fight back.
M80 have really struggled in the opening engagements in the last couple of rounds. That's 3 in a row where it's been M80, rather CAG, finding that opening kill M80, credit to them, managed to win 2 rounds despite that, but you can't keep up that momentum forever. It comes down to CAG not keeping up that pace. And what we saw just then was, as you said, M80 finding that early advantage and then just locking things in, especially on a bomb site like that where M80 need to have a lot of map control. It's never going to pan out.
We've seen CAG spread thin on a big map control-oriented bomb site. Now we got to see them attack basement, which can play out of 2 ways. Either you hit the bomb site directly, from those external breaches, or you have to deal with the roam. We see the Vigil, the castle, that same similar setup as before. They want to get active for M80 on the map. CAG don't answer with like a Jackal, for example. They got Dokipi showing up, and it can be great, but Dokipi only works when you're inside the building. So this early entry from Shurib saying, I'm going to get in there, apply some pressure, might catch Gunner off guard. If they can get the phone call in 20 seconds time, then Shurib will have info to work with. Oh, good ping.
Oh, wow. Gunner not engaging his disruptor because he doesn't think there are drones on him. He doesn't realize he's been spotted. Another drone sees him. There's actually more than just that. Takes a bit of damage. Actually managed to dodge those bullets. Tries to deal damage out the other direction. Tempted to make a rotate. Back into command center as he falls on back. Looking to poise blue. He falls back. Yeah, Packer's got a punch holder. This is an old school strat.
There's no catch though. CAG, they're pushing, they're shoving away the roamers of M80, but there's no... They're gonna find them, they're gonna meet them somewhere. So sure, this is great, you're getting map control, but you're not gonna get any kills. And Packer is top aqua stairs, 50-50 gunfight.
Is Packer aware of it? I don't think his barrel is exposed around the corner as of yet. Black Ray hyper aware, cautious of that position. Shuri putting a little bit of pressure on. Drone's about to come out. Packer's here with a shotgun. He's not going to swing. He's just going to fall back. Like you said, though, there's no anvil to this hammer from CAG. The only anvil available is Chibisu on this window, and Packer seems seemingly aware of it. Nade goes down. Shotgun in hand. Flash comes through. We need the kill delivered here by CAG.
They don't swing.
Goes for a reload. Shotgun still with Diffuser supporting him. Shurib eventually finds one, but it's not enough because Packer is farming here with the Super Shorty. M80 on this roam have won the exchange, and CAG still desperately trying to find the rats in the walls.
Disaster. They had a nade in pocket, a spare flashbang. I mean, they had so many ways to deal with that corner without swinging for the gunfight. And Packer, he's gotten out. He's gotten away with it. 2K. This can change things massively because CAG's attack is falling apart. They find one, go back to a 3-on-3. But this is not going to be clean. This will get messy.
One roamer still at large on the top floor means it's a 2v1 on site.
Another one.
Now a 3v1 on site. Parker rotates back, trying to support. He does have vertical angles. It's all up to Kino, the lone anchor here for M80. As CAG start to put the pressure on. Parker's been red. How do M80 fumble this round? CAG are the ones doing the cagging today. And Kino has to clutch up.
That fire's going to last for the next 10 seconds or so. It's in stock. We want to go for plant for a kill.
Forcing the plant down. C4 in hand. Another flashbang. It won't matter against the warning. C4 doesn't deny the plant. Seemingly shot out of the air. And Chibisu swings him. It's series point for the Japanese against M80.
How does Packer get the 2K with the shotgun, get away from that corner, and survive to be the second last player alive, and still M80 they lose out in the round? It's a 5v3, it's a 4v3, there was a 3-on-3, and the numbers kept favoring CAG afterwards. Ridiculous play. We saw Gunner with the backup. It was a full commitment from 3 separate defenders to make that play work, and still, they can't finish the round.
Wow. M80 had so much going for them.
They had everything going for them.
I cannot believe. CAG first, they fumbled that position. They surely should have had the kill onto Packer.
They had nades and flashbangs.
Gunner and Diffuser trying to support the position. Credit to M80. They played it well. They baited Packer.
Yeah.
But CAG still had the util to get that done. They lost the exchange on the roam. Packer goes back upstairs, and CAG say, we don't even care.
Yeah. I got it. Shiraniko is hitting the most disgusting shots on all the roamers. He's currently 4-7. He's got a 2 or 3K in that round. The amount of value that each of those individual gunfights had was incredible, because every single one of those flanks from M80, that could have been the round-winning moment that takes them to match point. Now, they're looking against match point, and this might be their final round at this event if they can't make it work.
CAG, in their 4th Six Invitational, finally broke free of the shackles of group stage that they have faced 3 times before. The best they've ever done at an international event was top 12. Sorry, top 12 at the Jönköping Major, which is a hell of a long time ago.
Yeah.
And they're going to get top 12 again if they just win this next round. It's on M80 to push it into overtime on this defensive side, where they have struggled all map long.
What we gotta see from CAG here is look at how M80 are attacking. Step 1, get the breach. That's great. Step 2, get another breach somewhere else. And then they just gotta figure out where is our attack gonna be coming from. Previously, CAG, they relied on Chibisu finding those interkills as the finger. That was the win condition. That's how they won the round. But you can't always rely on winning gunfights. I want to see CAG strategically play this round correctly, because looking at their attacker lineup, they got utility. EMPs, hard destruction, soft destruction. They don't have any cheese operators. There's no Capital, Grim, Ying, Shields. They gotta play together. They need each other. Paul goes out. Gonna give some intel for them. I'm just gonna happen to just get. We sit in this window, take the 50-50, nobody's there.
Map control taken though. Rafters position established here for CAG. Reinforced off the rotate hole, and the mirror now punched. M80 just peeling back and trying to solidify their positions on site.
I want to see the vision though. The CAG being put down. No EMPs in pocket of Sheer Nico. Maybe Walt and I will come back to bite them. The CAG can't find the entry. They'll have to force it. So on one side, reinforced walls. Another, deployable shield, a shotgun behind it. I will say, there is no ADS, there is no 1 magnet. If Sophia runs it over, they could break the shield, but look at that. Sophia doesn't have any soft destruction left. It was spent earlier to try and deal with the bandit. Now maybe they're reinforcing more walls. So they're limiting how many ways CAG on positions they can attack from. Maybe have a great read on this, and I do fear that the only way for CAG is to just brute force it, catwalk IT, and it's gonna get really bloody very quickly.
Just waiting for their moment. M80 don't want to expose themselves, but they do anyway. Shurim's found the kill onto Kino. Just patience. It's a virtue that is rewarded here for the Japanese as they look for more and sprint into the side. Black Ray has found another. It's now up to the Manchester Major champion, MVP himself, with no C4 to speak of and no hope in this world. On a dangerous day, it's CAG or be CAG'd. And APAC is not out yet. CAG have knocked out the Millionaires and made it to the top 12 at SI.
And in the most CAGing fashion ever. I mean, that round looks lost. It looks doomed. There's no way in. There's no way forward. But CAG, they make their own road to success. And they take down M80 in a massive 2-0 upset.
And a phenomenal game from M80. There's no question about it. A heart-wrenching loss with no coach behind them. With the dramas of yesterday. 2 support staff removed from the tournament, from the premises, and yet these 5 young gunners still stuck it out. It's heartbreaking, especially for Paka at his first Six Invitational. But these guys have been sent home 2-0 by the Japanese, who are looking better than they ever have in history. That's right, Japan is in the top 12 in the World Championship, and we're going to break it all down after this.